Sorry for the late. We are still waiting for our respected dignitaries to join.
संस्कार मिले, भविष्य दिखाया जाए, तो पटना के स्टूडेंट दुनिया में सबसे अच्छे स्टूडेंट के बीच में आ सकते हैं। तो जब अतुल जी ने 2017 में पटना यूनिवर्सिटी बनाई, तो यह मेरे जीवन का एक बहुत सुखद अनुभव था। आज MBA के स्टूडेंट पास आउट हो रहे हैं, BCA के हो रहे हैं, PGMCA के हो रहे हैं।
ठीक है, लेकिन स्टैंड में रहना अभी, बिकॉज़ कहीं पर कोई दिक्कत होगी देन आई विल कॉल यू। कोई जनरल सेमिनार ऑन कितने नंबर पर है उसको बता देना, उसको जरूरत होगी देन आई विल कॉल।
इन स्टूडेंट को प्रेरणा मिली और सद्बुद्धि मिली, तो इतनी सारी यूनिवर्सिटीज है बिहार में, दूर दूर से चलकर आओ, चलते रहो और एमडी यूनिवर्सिटी पटना बिहार पहुंच जाओ, पटना पहुंच जाओ। तो मैं जो यहाँ पे एल्यूमिनाई के, उनको मैं हिंदी बोलूंगा, पूर्व छात्र छात्राओं के अभिभावक बैठे हुए हैं, जो उनके माता पिता बैठे हुए हैं, तो उनके दादा दादी, नाना नानी, भाई बहन, घर के सदस्य बैठे हुए हैं, उनको बधाई दो। इन्होंने अपने बच्चों को यह सद्बुद्धि दी, ये प्रेरणा दी कि तुम एमडी यूनिवर्सिटी पटना ज्वाइन कर दो। मैं उन स्टूडेंट को भी बहुत आशीर्वाद देता हूँ जिन्होंने यह निश्चय लिया। इस तरह के निश्चय जो है वो इंसान के बस में नहीं होता, उसके लिए भगवान की प्रेरणा चाहिए होती है, भगवान रास्ता दिखाता है। तो मैं ये कहना चाहूंगा कि जो भी स्टूडेंट आज पास आउट हो रहे हैं इन चारों प्रोग्राम से, वो दुनिया में दिखाएंगे पटना यूनिवर्सिटी एमईटी का ही नहीं, पर
वेरी गुड आफ्टरनून
गुड आफ्टरनून सर।
गुड आफ्टरनून
संजय सर। गुड आफ्टरनून Good afternoon, Shweta. Good afternoon,
sir. Naik sir, we are still waiting. Yeah. Good afternoon, sir. Sir, we are still waiting for our other dignitaries to join, sir.
के लिए, उसके डेवलपमेंट के लिए
ये गंगा बाबू ज्वाइन कर गए।
Yes, sir. But,
जी, sir is here. Sir is here.
नो मैम,
है ना?
नो मैम, सर ज्वाइंट थे बट अभी
सर का नहीं दिखाई दे रहा फेस, इसीलिए।
यस सर, अभी सर ज्वाइंट थे, अभी शायद लीव हो गए हैं,
आई थिंक सर का ड्रॉप हो रहा है।
यस मैम।
सर नॉर्थ ईस्ट एरिया है, तो देखिए सर को कनेक्ट कीजिए। और संजय सर, congratulations once again for the great assignment.
Sir, please unmute, sir. Please unmute, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
आपको तो अभी होली तक बधाई देना है लगातार।
I know. Thank you very much. It has been pleasure always to talk to you at any forum.
Sir. But sir, you are just like my brother, and we both brothers are working together. That's a great thing for all of us.
Now I'm sitting in my new office.
New office, very good.
Yes.
But थोड़ा दुबले हो गए लगता है नया ऑफिस ज्वाइन करते।
अरे
हेल्थ कुछ डाउन हुआ लगता है।
वो शायद मेरे को हाफ शर्ट पहना होगा इसलिए देख रहे होंगे या कोट वगैरह पहनता था इसलिए।
सबसे बड़ा बात हम कोलकाता आ गए। दैट इज द, तो एकदम घर पे आ गए।
हाँ बिल्कुल नजदीक आ गए।
नाउ यू कैन बी अवेलेबल एट एनी टाइम।
यस वेरी ट्रू।
मैं तो मेरा घर जाता हूँ कलकत्ता होके।
हाँ बिल्कुल वेलकम, आप आइए कलकत्ता।
बट आजकल डायरेक्ट फ्लाइट भी हो गया।
हाँ डायरेक्ट फ्लाइट है।
अरे गंगा सर ज्वाइन नहीं किए रोहित? गंगा बाबू?
नो सर। कैन वी कनेक्ट टू गंगा सर? Not joined, sir.
तुम बोल रहे थे हमको ज्वाइन कर लिए थे?
यस सर, उस समय ज्वाइन सर कर चुके थे, बट आई थिंक नेटवर्क कंजेशन के कारण उनकी नेटवर्क वो लीव हो जा रहे हैं बार बार। वो ज्वाइंट ऑलरेडी थे सर।
अच्छा, हम जस्ट फोन करता हूँ।
यस सर।
हो गया,
आई थिंक सर
ज्वाइन करते ही स्टार्ट कर देना।
yes sir, and Pavnesh sir and Narendra Nath sir is also not joined sir. Bhagwan Singh sir is also not joined sir.
Dr. Sharma ji joined? NN Sharma ji?
No sir, not joined.
Hello?
Yes sir, not joined. Not
No,
joined.
that is no matter, because today is a working day. They may be joining at their own time, but Bhagwan has
Yes,
told
sir.
me he will be joining somehow at 3 p.m. हम बात करते हैं प्रसन्न से, डॉक्टर प्रसन्न से। सर, सर, okay sir, okay. We are waiting, we all are waiting. Rohit?
Yes Max sir. Just a second sir.
Just wait करो, he
not...
joining, बोले 5
okay,
मिनट
sir,
लगेगा।
Okay, sure, we will wait sir.
देखिए, सबसे बड़ा बात है, संजय सर एकदम ऑलवेज, देखिए, दिस इज द डिफेंस कल्चर, ऑलवेज बिफोर टाइम। हाँ, ज्वाइन नहीं किया और ज्वाइन कर लिए। ठीक। हाँ, रोहित।
Yes sir.
Rohit.
Yes sir.
Pavnesh has joined.
Yes sir, Pavnesh sir. Yeah, Pavnesh sir is joined. Yeah.
And Dr. N. Sharma?
No sir, not joined sir. And Pavnesh sir is not joined with audio sir.
वीडियो में है ना, ऑडियो इनका काम क्या अभी?
Yes sir, he is joining.
You call Dr. Sharma?
Yeah, Anand Sharma sir is joined, sir, and Dr. Pavnesh sir is also joined, sir. Yeah, very good afternoon, Pavnesh sir.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Good
and
afternoon. Good afternoon, Rohit.
good afternoon, sir.
Pavnesh has joined and Dr. Sharma has joined also,
Yes,
na?
sir. Sharma sir is also joined, but not connected with audio.
There is no problem. And what to the
Yes, sir.
Ganga Babu has
Persian,
joined,
sir.
not joined, na?
Not joined yet, sir. We are still waiting for Ganga Prasad Parsain, sir. Dear guests and participants and uh, respected dignitaries, we are still waiting for our chief guest to join, and we will start when our chief guest will join. And Axel, please unmute, sir.
2 to 3 minutes. Unmuted.
Yeah, very good afternoon, Bhagwan Singh, sir.
Good afternoon. Happy afternoon.
Happy
Good
afternoon, sir.
afternoon, Sharma sir.
Sharma sir is also joined. Yeah.
Happy afternoon, Doctor.
Sharma sir, please unmute, sir. Pavnesh sir is also joined, sir.
Happy afternoon, Doctor Saab.
Namaskar.
Happy afternoon to you. Happy afternoon, Dr. Sharma sir. Professor Saab. Happy afternoon, Principal sir.
Namaskar. Good afternoon.
I think Anand Sharma sir's voice is not coming. Yeah, Sharma sir. Yeah, Dr. Anand Sharma sir. Is my voice is coming, sir? Sir.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah. Good afternoon, sir. Yeah, good afternoon.
Very good afternoon.
Sanjay sir, happy afternoon to you. Meeting after a long break.
Happy afternoon. How are you?
Fine, sir. Fine. All blessings of yours.
All good. Thank you.
Congratulations to join MAT, sir.
Thank you so much.
So, how much better in Amethi?
Yeah. Yes. It's a huge university. We are running about more than 80 programs.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
I heard just today. Nayak sir told in the morning.
Yeah. Actually, it's a big university. More than 9,000 students we are having. It's a huge number of faculty around and things like that.
So nice to hear, sir. Sir, he is Professor N.N. Sharma, sir, from Principal of Jwali, and he was former founder dean in HP Technical University, Hamirpur.
Okay.
Very
Nice.
versatile person. So the first meeting is with you. Sharma sir is Honorable Vice Chancellor of America.
Hello, sir.
Now.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. कैसे हैं आप?
Fine, thank you, sir.
He has been the past president of ASSOCHAM, IMC, Electric Lamp and Components Manufacturers Association, Indian Fans Manufacturers Association, and Council of Fair Business Practice. He is on the board of Bajaj Auto Limited.
Rohit, how are you?
Other companies.
Yes, sir. I am fine, sir. Thank you, sir.
Again, your team is energetic now, once and again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are always.
Sir, Nayak sir is.
Yeah, I think Nayak sir is calling to Ganga Prasad Parsain, sir.
Okay.
He is not still joined, sir.
Sir, Sharma sir, they have completed round about more than 650 webinars.
Wonderful. Great.
And it's all with the blessings of Professor A.K. Nayak sir.
Yeah, he's a wonderful person. Yesterday I had a talk with him.
And Professor Pavnesh, where he is again Dean of Motihari, so good friend of mine. Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, Sanjay sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Amity University.
Sharma sir, he is Dean of School of Management Sciences, where Professor Agarwal was BC.
Okay. Nice meeting.
Your student Alka Lahal is with him only.
Motihari.
And
Good afternoon, N.N.
good.
Sharma sir. Good afternoon.
Very good afternoon.
A good friend of mine, Professor N.N. Sharma from Jwali. Good afternoon, sir. Pranam, sir. Nayak sir, pranam.
Bhagwan, everything is okay? Rohit?
Yes, sir.
Rohit kahan hai?
Yes, sir.
Rohit?
Yes, sir.
Rohit?
Yes, sir.
Yes, not?
Sir is not joined, sir.
Ji.
So we should start then.
Sure, sir.
We should start and he will be coming.
Shall we start, sir?
I'm telling him, I'm just speaking him just 1 minute.
Sure, sir.
1 minute just.
Sure, sir.
1 minute. Rohit?
Yes, sir.
Rohit?
Yes, sir.
You start.
Sure, sir.
Connect me.
Sure, sir. So once again, very warm good afternoon to all respected dignitaries, guests, and my dear friends. We welcome you. We as an IIBM, we welcome you in this today's one-day national webinar on changing dimensions of management education in new education policy. So we will start our today's webinar, and for that I would like to welcome first Professor Sweta Gaur, the Director of Indian Institute of Business Management, Patna, for welcome address.
Thank you, Rohit sir. Thank you very much. A very good afternoon to all our eminent and respected dignitaries present for this one-day webinar on the changing dimensions of management education in new education policy. I once again take great pride and pleasure on behalf of Indian Institute of Business Management Group Patna to welcome you all. In fact, it is a wonderful occasion that has been brought upon by our advisor and mentor, Professor A.K. Nayak sir. And I'm personally looking forward to this session as it is going to enlighten us about the course of management education in the view of new policy. So it is my honor and pleasure, and I extend my felicitations and heartiest welcome to our chief guest, Professor Ganga Prasad Parsain ji, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Tripura University, Agartala, Tripura. Very heartiest welcome to the President of the occasion, Professor A.K. Nayak sir, Advisor and Mentor, IIBM Group Patna, also the former President and Fellow, Computer Society of India, and former President, ICT Section ISCA. My heartiest felicitations and welcome to you, sir, Professor Sanjay Kumar ji, the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Amity University, Kolkata, former the Vice Chancellor of the Symbiosis University of Applied Sciences, Indore. My welcome and felicitations to our eminent invited speakers of the day, Professor Bhagwan Singh ji, Professor and Head, Department of Business Administration and Dean, School of Management Sciences, Central University of Jharkhand, Ranchi. Sir, I also welcome you, Professor Narendranath Sharma ji, Founder Principal, Government College, Javali, Kangra, Himachal Pradesh. A very warm welcome to Professor Pavnesh Kumar sir ji, Dean, School of Commerce and Management, Mahatma Gandhi Central University, Motihari, Bihar. Welcome you to all, sir. Before we go on, in brief, I would like to talk about the IIBM Group, which was established in 1979 by the two visionaries, Professor Dr. P.R. Trivedi and Professor Dr. Uttam Kumar Singh ji. And this year we are celebrating our 42nd year. And unfortunately, this year we are also mourning the loss of our founder, Director General Kumar Singh ji, whom we lost last year in July. In these all years, IBM has a track record of pioneering and developing the skills in the fields of management, hotel management, computers, and journalism. Since then, there are 30,000 students who have passed out from the group and are working in public sector, private sector, MNCs in India and abroad. Our founders, Dr. P.R. Trivedi and Professor Dr. U.K. Singh, they always have been institution builders, and now the group is running 2 universities in Nagaland and Arunachal Pradesh, as well as several institutions at national level. I must also mention that we are very fortunate to have Professor A.K. Nayak as our advisor and mentor, also the founder director of the whole group. He has been a very strong pillar and a quintessential part in planning, developing, designing, and ensuring the smooth running of the whole group and bringing in great work in research, in consulting, and in imparting education. Now we are benefiting, the whole group is benefiting from his vast experience and knowledge, and Nayak sir is now the guardian of all the students and faculties alike. And today I am very thankful to him that he has organized this seminar, very useful for all of us. As we know that India is the second country in the world to have largest number of business schools. And it becomes very pertinent to understand that what this new education policy which is in place, how it is going to define and determine the course of management education, so that we also put in our best in this scenario to facilitate the students, researchers, and faculties. And without taking much time, I would request Professor Rohit sir to please carry forward the session. Welcome you all once again. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. And please welcome Ganga Prasad Parsain, sir. He is joined with us. Good afternoon, sir. Please unmute, sir. Parsain, sir, please unmute, sir.
You are.
Yeah. Good afternoon, sir. Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah, just now. I'm sorry. I was.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Actually, I'm sorry.
Professor Ekenak from this side, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
No, sir. Not any problem. It is just your time. Just you have been welcomed by our director, young director Sweta, and now it is just your time. You bless with your inaugural address, so that this webinar will be coming into the force.
Okay, so it is my turn to speak. Huh?
We are meeting after a gap of 22 years.
Thank you so much. Actually, first I beg apology because I was late in joining. Yes, I was busy in another program.
No, sir. It is your greatness. You are here, and kindly get introduced with Dr. Sanjay Kumar, the Vice Chancellor of the MET University, Calcutta, the second oldest MET university. Yes. He is participating as the keynote speaker. Sanjay sir. Sanjay sir. Sanjay sir. Ganga Babu is there.
Yeah. So, shall I speak now, sir?
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Nayak sahab, namaskar.
हम सुन रहे. Dr. GP Parsain sahib is there, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of the Tripura Central University.
Oh, nice to meet you, Dr. Sahib. Namaskar.
Namaskar, Sanjay ji. Namaskar, Professor Sanjay Kumar, Vice Chancellor, Symbiosis University of Applied Science in Indore, Madhya Pradesh.
I'm in Amethi.
Oh, Amethi.
Before 2 days back, he has joined into Amethi.
Yes.
Amethi.
When the
fire was prepared. I'm little closer to you, Dr. Sahib.
Achha, nice. We are near now.
Yes.
We are near now.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. Can we first introduce you, sir?
Yes.
Yes, sure. Thank you so much, sir.
Right.
So now we will proceed further, and it's a time for inaugural session, inaugural address. So I would like to welcome our today's chief guest, Dr. Ganga Prasad Parsain. Dr. Ganga Prasad Parsain, sir, is working as a Vice Chancellor, Tripura University. Previously, he was working as a Dean, School of Social Sciences and Professor of Commerce in Manipur Central University. He has completed his MCom and PhD from prestigious Banaras Hindu University. He is having more than 31 years of experience in teaching, research, and administration. His area of specializations are entrepreneurship development, HR management, marketing management, and tourism management. He has published 7 books and 72 research papers, out of which 10 research papers are already published in international journals. He has also attended and presented papers in 87 national and international seminars and conferences in India as well as abroad. So with all these words, I like to welcome Dr. Ganga Prasad Parsain, sir, for inaugural address.
Thank you for your very, very nice introduction. Professor Sweta Gaur, Director, Indian Institute of Business Management, Patna. Professor Ganesh Pandey, Deputy Director, IIBM Patna. Professor A.K. Naik, Advisor, IIBM Patna. Professor Sanjay Kumar, Professor Bhagwan Singh, Professor and Head Department of Business Administration, Dean School of Management Science, Central University of Jharkhand, Ranchi. Professor Narinder Nath Sharma, Founder, Principal, Government College, Jwali, Kangra, Himachal Pradesh. My esteemed friend, Professor Pavnesh Kumar, Dean School of Management and Commerce, Mahatma Gandhi Central University, Motihari, Bihar. Coordinator of this program, Professor Rohit Kumar, and all the distinguished professor, resource persons, faculty members from different universities who are part of who are participating in this one-day national webinar on changing dimension of management education in new education policy. First of all, I like to recall my memory with IIBM Patna way back in 1998 or 99. I forgot actually. 99. Yeah. Indian Commerce Association organized.
1999, sir.
1999. Indian Commerce Association organized All India Commerce Conference in Indian Institute of Business Management, Patna. I have attended there as a delegate, and also I presented paper there. And also I contested for the election of Executive Committee member of Indian Commerce Association. And I am very happy to inform you that I won the election. I was elected as a EC member in this conference, which was hosted by IIBM Patna. I remember very well about this institute, which was a part of Indian Commerce Association in that year. Now I'm remembering this after a gap of 21 years. And also I thank the organizer of this webinar for inviting me as a chief guest in this webinar on changing dimension of management education in new education policy, which is very, very important and very, very burning topic. We all know that on 29th July 2020, our Honorable Prime Minister of India and Honorable Education Minister of India have announced new education policy 2020. After this, in the month of August, September, October, November, December, and till date, we, in different forum, in different association, in different level, have been discussing again and again about the various issues, various ideas, various parameter, and various areas and specialization where and how we shall be implementing the new education policy 2020. And today's our theme is management education. Yes, management education, we all know, is the most important part of education in this country. And yes, in management education, we study many papers like say human resource management, marketing management, financial management, production management, operation management, uh, computer science management, many more. There are many papers. There are more than 50 core papers and many specialization papers in the syllabi of management education in India, in different universities. Now, one of the main objectives of announcement of new education policy 2020 is to make this education more and more job oriented. We all know that our education policy, which was in force till today, till yesterday, is focusing mainly on theoretical base. And the present education system had produced large number of unemployed, large number of candidates are coming out every year from university and colleges with degrees and diploma. And we are adding the unemployed youth in addition to those people who have already completed their education. Means every year we are adding new batches of youth who are having degrees and diploma, but they are not employable in the market. So one of the main objectives of implementation of new education policy 2020 is to make this education more job oriented. Our focus is, and our focus should be, and also our focus, which is already there in the new education policy, is skill based education. That means we should produce job giver and not job seekers. The student which will come out after degrees and diploma should be with skill, and they should be job giver, means they should be self-employed. They should have some skill which will make them in getting job themselves. So main focus should be skill education. There are many areas where we can add skill education, skill-based education in management education also. We are going to revise, we are going to rewrite the syllabi of management education also. So our focus, that means our focus on management education under new education policy should be skill-based education. We are framing the committee very soon. Just last week only, we were in Bhopal, where we have discussed about the about the new education policy 2020. What should be the core area? In which area we should focus? So we have decided that our focus should be on skill-based education. Therefore, we have to rewrite our management education in such a way that as soon as one student complete master degree in management, maybe MBA or maybe MBA, whatever, immediately he should have some knowledge which he will apply and start some venture, some industry. Immediately, even if he does not get a good job, or if he is not willing to work under any organization, if he want to become master himself, owner himself, entrepreneur himself, then he must have a knowledge, an idea, which he will apply and become an entrepreneur immediately after he complete his master degree or bachelor degree in management education also. This should be our focus in New Education Policy 2020. Therefore, respected colleagues and friends, Vice Chancellor, Director, who are now listening and who will be also speaking in this topic, that in future, immediate within 1 year, we all need to rewrite, need to revise, redraft management education, where our focus should be on skill. And also, not only in management education, in other education also, we must have one value addition course on skill base. In addition to master degree, say if somebody is interested to do MA in political science, MA in economics, MA in history, in addition to the knowledge of their subject, there must be one paper where we will teach him some skill which will help him in getting employed himself, or making which will help him in becoming an entrepreneur or industrialist or whatever we may call. There should be that should be the dimension. According to me, that should be the dimension of management education. And also, as a result of globalization, many multinational companies are coming to India, and many Indian companies are also going abroad. So what is the need of those multinational companies who are going to set up industry, who have already set up and who will be setting up in future also? As a result of our liberal economic policy, we encourage our foreign investor, foreign companies in our country, India, and also our multinational company who are based in India are also allowed to establish their branches in other country. So what is the need of those companies? According to their need, we have to revise our management education syllabus. And also, now we are talking about Atmanirbhar Bharat. Means we need to focus our development. We should be self-reliant, self-sufficient. And also, what we have seen in our country, India, is that this the cities are developing like anything, whereas rural areas are not developed. Our economy is rural-based economy. Even now, nearly 65 to 70% of our total people are living in rural India. So we have not developed our rural areas. So our focus should be rural development also. Then only there will be equal development. In our country, some areas, some cities, some metropolitan are developing like anything, whereas in rural area still there is a problem of uneducation, unemployment, poverty, and many more, healthcare, etc., etc. So we should prepare our management education in such a way that will contribute in helping rural India also, so that we may achieve our goal of Atmanirbhar. The slogan of our Honorable Prime Minister, we must be Atmanirbhar Bharat. So our education should focus on Atmanirbhar Bharat also. That means we should try to develop rural India also. So as a part of course curriculum in management education, there must be some paper on development of rural India, how to develop rural area, so that people living in rural area can also become developed. They also get all facilities which are being provided by Government of India. So these are some of the key areas where we need to focus our management education in new education policy, so that we may achieve holistic development in our country, so that our country may become management guru, education hub, so that students from other countries come here and study and take degrees. So in this way, I feel that we should develop or our dimension should be in this regards. Then only we can make our education more popular. we can encourage students from abroad to come to India and study in our university. We have large number of university where we have management education, and we need to change according to the need of the society, need of the corporate house, and need of the country also. With these few observations, I have great pleasure in inaugurating this webinar on changing dimension of management education in new education policy. Last but not the least, I would like to thank Professor Shweta Gaur, Professor A.K. Naik, Professor Ganesh Pandey, Professor Rohit Kumar, and their colleague for inviting me as a chief guest and giving me this opportunity to be in front of you to share my views in front of you. So thank you. Namaskar. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir, for your gracious presence and having the inaugural address. On behalf of the institution and the managing committee, as the advisor of the group, I, Professor A.K. Naik, extend my billions of gratitude and vote of thanks for your gracious presence here. We are really grateful for your presence.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Professor Naik.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
So
so
in
much,
future,
sir.
if I get
we had the opportunity before. Sir, 21 years back, we met in the management All India Commerce Congress.
Right.
20 that I have mentioned in 1999. So
Yeah.
I was in the arrangement of all the logistic facilities at that time.
Acha, yeah.
So I do remember that the great
Yes.
event had been conducted.
Yeah.
So actually, Dr. Singh had been ill at that time. You might remember.
Yeah. He was
so on the last day
secretary.
validity session, he has brought to the. I had been in the last day. He has been brought to the stage by the wheelchair. You
Yes,
must
I remember.
when he
Professor
got
Naik.
elected
Yeah.
as the president, and the whole show was being managed by me at that time in concluding 3-4 venues like Vidyapati Bhavan and Lady Stephenson Hall and IBM campus. So thank you very much, sir. Once again, we met after 21 years gap, after 22 years.
Thank you very much. I wish to come personally to Patna and see the institute if there is any opportunity.
Okay, sir. Definitely. It will be a pleasure. You should see what you have seen before 22 years back.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Namaskar.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Ganga Prasad Parsain, sir, for this wonderful introduction, sir. And thank you so much, sir. So now we will move further, and it's a time for presidential address. And for that, I would like to welcome our today's president of this webinar, Professor Dr. A.K. Naik, sir. Professor Dr. A.K. Naik, sir, is the presently advisor of IIBM, Indian Institute of Business Management Group of Institution, is the former president of Computer Society of India and former director of Indian Institute of Business Management, Patna. A 42 years old, a premier B school. He is having more than 36 years of experience in teaching, training, research, and administration in the field of computer science, information technology, and management. The former president of ICT section of Indian Science Congress Association and former chairman of Indian Society for Technical Education, Bihar, Jharkhand. Professor Naik is the fellow of Computer Society of India, International Society for Research and Development, UK, United Writers Association, National Association of Computer Educators and Trainers, Management Studies and Promotion Institute, New Delhi. Professor Naik is associated with the academic programs of more than 40 universities, including as a member of Board of Studies, Governing Council, and School Board of several universities, organized and participated more than thousands of conferences, seminars, workshops, and training programs, as well as faculty development programs of national and international level, in physical as well as in virtual mode. He has participated as a chief guest of honor, preside over, and keynote speaker in more than hundreds of universities and institutes of national and international repute. He also represented as an expert member in several bodies of Government of India and state government. He had authored 162 papers, 12 books, and edited 9 books and 10 proceedings of national and international conferences. He has received many national as well as international awards, and his biography is already published in 7 international directories. With all these words, I like to welcome Professor A.K. Naik sir for presidential address.
Thank you very much, Rohit, for your nice and beautiful introduction. The chief guest of this today's August 1 day national webinar on changing dimensions of management education in new education policy, the learned and honorable Vice Chancellor of Tripura Central University, Professor Ganga Prasad Parsain ji, the keynote speaker of this today's national webinar, and my most beloved brother and a great illuminary and visionary in the field of education and having good quality of administrative quality as well as the academic perception, Dr. Sanjay Kumar, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of the MET University, Kolkata, and former Vice Chancellor of Symbiosis University of Applied Sciences, Indore. The other invited speakers to this occasion, Dr. Bhagwan Singh, the Head Department of Business Administration, as well as Dean School of Business Studies of Central University, Jharkhand, Dr. N.N. Sharma ji, the founder principal of Joha Kangra of Himachal Pradesh, as well as the founder dean of the Himachal Technical University, Dr. Pavnesh Kumar ji, the Head Department of Business Administration, as well as the Dean of the Department of Commerce and Management of Mahatma Gandhi Central University, Motiari, Bihar, the learned, young and vibrant Director of Indian Institute of Business Management, Professor Sweta Gaur, the Deputy Director of the Institute and convener of this program, Professor Ganesh Pandey, coordinator of the program, Professor Rohit Kumar, and all other faculty members of this Institute of Indian Institute of Business Management and Dr. Zakir Hussain Institution, honorable guests, delegates and speakers, many of the head of the departments and the educationists from different institutions of different part of the country, and most dearest and nearest student participants who are the really learner of our many hundreds of the webinars. Very good afternoon to all of you, and welcome to this one-day national webinar on very vibrant and very pertinent theme, that is the new education policy, the changing dimension of management education in new education policy. First of all, I must have to express my sincere gratitude and billions of thanks and millions of respect to our honorable chief guest as well as the keynote speaker, and particularly to the keynote speaker, my most beloved brother, Dr. Sanjay Kumar ji, now who has taken the charge of the Vice Chancellor of the MET University just 3 days back on 16th, that the second oldest campus of the MET University, that is the MET University, Kolkata. I must have to mention here, MET University is the largest group of universities in the country, having the establishment of university at 13 locations of the country and 10 locations in abroad. Really, it has satisfied the concept what has been brought in the new education policy, where we will be talking on the universalization of the education, globalization of the education. In that direction, definitely MET University played the significant role to translate the dream of the new education policy into the action, where Dr. Sanjay Kumar, being the Vice Chancellor of the second oldest university of the MET group, will be discharging a great role to come in the day to come. I must have to compliment you, sir, once again, and congratulate for your new assignment. And also, I must have to welcome you to the Indian Institute of Business Management organized webinars again and again. Perhaps it is, I can't remember, it is your 8th or 9th appearance under the aegis of the Indian Institute of Business Management webinar, and might be more than the dozen of appearance under the aegis of the national and international virtual conferences and seminars organized by the Computer Society of India at different locations. Really, if I tell in one word, one great pankti of the Bhagavad Gita in complementation, Agadha jal sanchari rohita naiva garpita gandusa jal matra na safari farfarayate. मैं आपको महासमुद्र में अगाध जल भंडार में एक रेहू मछली जैसे रहता है, एकदम कोई घमंड नहीं, कुछ नहीं, बहुत सिंपल वे में रहता है, आप इसका एक प्रतीक है. Being in spite of such a learned personality, having the dual experience of the administration as well as the academic in the field of defense as well as the academic field, and having good capability of managing the affairs, not only in the educational field, but also in the most responsive, most vibrant, and most sensitive field of the work field of the country, that is the Department of Defense, that particularly in the Air Force. That's a great responsibility to what you have discharged. And so far as the, according to the administrative capability, the learning capability, that cannot be compared, that happened, that I can tell what is the real possession of a teacher. You are doing like that and you are doing always like that. So only the parveti swabhava logte sang udar chet santa vasudeva kutumbakam, you perform the work under that domain and wherever it is required. So we are talking of that. When the new education policy came into the implementation, perhaps we were one of the first Vice Chancellor have broadcasted your thought in the through the All India Radio and the televisions and all these things. Today, our participants will be very much grateful to hear you once again as the keynote speaker on this great auspicious occasion. My dear friends, what is the basic idea of organizing this national webinar? That is the new education policy, the changing dimension of management education under the new education policy, because as per the guidelines of the All India Council for Technical Education, to all the institutes which are coming under the domain of the AICT, to conduct 2 webinars of the national and international standard in the field of new education policy. Tempted with that, and I will be telling you with proudly, I am also one of the resource person identified by the All India Council of Technical Education to deliver the talks in the non-new education policy throughout the country. And that's a great, I can tell that's a great thing and great honor might be for me if I contribute some things in this particular area. My dear friends, I must have to tell so far the education policy background and history is concerned. 1964-66, the Kuthari Commission has been set, and that has given the policy on education, and which has been adopted by the then Prime Minister of the country, late Madam Indira Gandhi in 1968. After that, when late Rajiv Gandhi came to power in the year 1984, and in 1985, he abolished the Ministry of Education and converted that ministry into the Ministry of HRD, Human Resource Development, under the Human Resource Development Ministership of P.V. Narasimha Rao. P.V. Narasimha Rao had been the first HRD Minister of the country, and under which leadership and guidance, the new policy on education had been framed in 1986 and got implemented in the country. And after a gap of 34 years, lot of suggestions have came from time to time, lot of recommendation has been made, a lot of things have been happened. In 2015, in education, another education policy committee has been set up by the then Cabinet Secretary of Government of India. In 17, the policy has been drafted, and in 19, it has been submitted to the government under the leadership of Dr. Kasturi Rangan, the former chief of ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization. And on 29th July 2020, the Union Cabinet has adopted this new education policy which is to be implemented completely by 2022. And what are the aspirations that have been made, that have been happened, that will take place in the new education policy? That the new education policy's main feature will be that the undergraduate program under the new education policy will be multidisciplinary. We'll be having the multidisciplinary undergraduate program. And there will be a complete universalization of the education. The education will be made as per the global standard so that our students will be passing out from the Indian universities. They will not be discriminated at the developing country like USA, UK, and France for getting their admission in the master degree. Prior to this, it was the very hurdles and problems were there because our undergraduate program was of 3 years duration, and to that, when we want to pursue the post-graduation program at the USA, we have to take 1 year bridge course there. But that kinds of problem will not be coming. That is why you tell in the new, under the new education policy, the education will be universalized. And another thing, there will be a multi-exit point from this. The modular design of the course curriculum will be done. As for example, I am telling the undergraduate program will be a 4-year duration, and one can exit after the first year by taking a diploma certificate, second year by taking an advanced diploma certificate, and third year taking the graduation certificate, by virtue of which he will be eligible and able to apply for different kinds of job, but not for the higher education. If anybody will want to pursue the higher education, he will have to continue the study for the 4th year and will have to complete a 4-year bachelor program. Then he will go for the higher education, that is for the postgraduate program. So multi-exit point, and there will be a credit bank system. Any times you can leave the course and do the job, again you can join, and your previous learning will not go in waste. That credit will be restored. You can also continue further and to complete your things. That why we tell it is a multi-exit program, as well as the credit bank system will be there. And what will happen, the thing is that many things will be reformed, and all the higher education institutions will be monitored and will be controlled by a single regulatory body, except the medical and law education. That means management, engineering, pharmacy, hotel management, bachelor humanities and science and all natural science, all will be managed by under the same regulatory forum. And this MPhil degree will be abolished. Direct we can have the PhD degree. So, and board examination will be more application oriented. The children will be getting the education which will be more application oriented and more knowledge based rather than the bookish knowledge. And there will be implementation of 5 plus 3 plus 3, 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 system of the education. That will be the examination will be after 5, after 3, after 3, after 4. So that will be 5 plus 3 plus 3. That is 11 plus 4 is a 15-year system, which will be equivalent to our system also 10 plus 2 plus 3. And what the nice things will happen, that is another feature of this new. And both public and private sector will have the same norms. The private institution and government institution both will be guided by the same category, same norms and some same things. And the vocational education will be provided after the class 6th. There will be a vocationalization of all educational system under the new education policy, so that the student will be a skill-based student and skill development will be given to be more and more important. These are some of the features that we are going to face in the new education policy and all these things. And you imagine the target has been kept under the new education policy to have the gross enrollment ratio. The gross enrollment ratio up to +2 level should be achieved to 100% by 2030. That means the Sarva Shiksha Abhijan, which could not be possible after the independence of 75 years of the country till today. By the 2011 census, 74.4% of the population are educated and literate. And India literacy means we understand they should have the capacity of making their signature by the implementation of the online mode of education, which is getting the 40% thrust in the new education policy. That means the education will be reaching at the doorstep of each and every children, each and every students of the country, and to satisfy the Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina and the Sarve Santu Niramaya, and everybody should have the education, and the Sarva Shiksha education policy will be vigorously implemented under the new education policy. So these are some of the features. But we have kept a topic for which our management experts are there today to deliberate upon What is the changing dimension of the management education after the implementation of the new education policy? Definitely there will be a lot of change. The basic and core course of the management, that is the bachelor program, BBA program, now will be a 4-year duration, having the multi-exit point after first year, second year, third year, and after 4 years. And vocationalization with the course will be there, and multi-credit transfer system and multi-exit point will be there. And what will happen, as Ganga Babu was telling, and more literally our London keynote speaker will be discussing, the management education is also going to be impacted, and after the implementation of this new education policy. The course will be completely based on the ICT based, as well as the latest applications of the tools and concept of the information technology, which will be integrated and components part of the management education. Whatever you tell, might be the artificial intelligence, might be the machine learning, might be the big data analytics, might be the IoT. This will be finding the great place at the core content of the management education, and we'll have to make our students ready to having the globalization capability, so having the adoption in the global concept and globalization. One of the main feature in the new education policy, what is going to be happen, the government will be identifying top 100 universities of the country world, and all top 100 universities will be invited to set their campus at in the India, so that what will happen, the students of the Indian community can also be able and capable to get the world-class education remaining in their own country. That means we will have to make this management curriculum and higher education curriculum as per the global standard, and our output, our student community who will be coming out, they should be a global ready candidate, and they can having the capability and the ability to grasp and get the job and get the employment opportunity at any corner of the world. So these are the features what are going to be happen to the management education also, on which our learning speakers are there. They will be deliberate upon. I don't have to take much time because I am the host. But the thing is that just I have thrown upon something. I have just introduced the concept and elaborately, which will be discussed by our learning speakers and all these things. But the thing is that what is the thing? One thing we must have to remember: our new education policy has been framed to make our education globalized. So our student will be international standard, and they can pursue their education in any corner of the world. And side by side, the inputs and thrust areas will be integrated in this new education policy, by which this will give the inputs as well as make the country able and enable through the education to lead to a Atmanirbhar Bharat, self-reliance India, which is the dream of our Honorable Prime Minister. By the implementation, by the successful implementation and fulfillment and transformation of the Digital India, Startup India, Make in India, and Stand Up India project along with. So that is the main purpose, and we must have to make this new education policy successful. It is the endeavor of all the intelligentsia to make it to be successful, so that we can be able and capable to convert our dream into the action and see the India as the self-reliant India, Atmanirbhar India. And with the concept, this youth and these benefits of the new education policy should be available to each and every mankind of the country at the remotest and the remotest place, and to bridge the socio-economic difference, socio-economic gap, and to remove that concept of India and Bharat, and all should live either in India or in Bharat. That should not be a concept of one part is India and another part is Bharat. And let us emerge and let us implement the new education policy. Let us bring the new education policy, implement the new education policy in letter and spirit, so that Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pasyantu Makasi. Thank you very much. Namaskar and good afternoon.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Naik sir. And it was a really very interesting presidential address given by you, sir. And thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. And we will proceed towards our next session, and it's a time for a keynote address. And for that, I'd like to welcome Professor Dr. Sanjay Singh, sir. But let me introduce Sanjay, sir, first. Dr. Sanjay Kumar is an engineer graduate of BITS BITS Ranchi University. He is MTech and PhD both from IIT Delhi. He also holds MBA degree along with 2 postgraduate diploma in management. He has distinctions of having done second PhD in management throughout his academic career. He has always been distinction holder and most of the service courses has been topper of the batch. He has published many research papers in national and international journals of high repute. He also possesses MS degree in counseling and physiotherapy psychotherapy. He has authored 7 books. His 2 popular books of engineering titled Concepts and Applications of Microwave Engineering and Wave Propagation and Antenna Engineering are published from a renowned publisher, Prentice Hall of India, Delhi, and prescribed in IITs, other leading colleges and universities. He is on editorial board of the very famous journal International Journal of Science and Management. He is reviewer of research papers of technical and management subjects. He is a keen sportsman and gives due importance to physical education and Vedic sciences to remain mentally fit and agile and physically. Currently, he is the Vice Chancellor of Amity University, Kolkata. So with all these words, I like to welcome our today's keynote speaker, Dr. Sanjay Kumar sir.
Thank you very much, Professor Rohit. I feel immense pleasure to be part of this very, very reputed webinar and seminar. At the outset, I would like to convey my sincere thanks and deep gratitude to Professor A.K. Nayak, who has always been on the driver's seat. When I say on the driver's seat, you can understand to this that the entire passengers' bogies or the entire public, he has got to carry on his shoulders. A person who cannot even blink his eyes so that the people should not get out of the track. The train has got to be always on the rail, and he is a person who sails so smoothly, no matter what is the mizaj of the ocean, what is the mizaj of the water, no matter how turbulent it is, but he is the one who will definitely, by his driving skill, he would like to calm the whole situation and see to this that all eminent people, scholars, and each and every individual who has been directly and indirectly involved in the education, he brings all these big personalities at one forum. He is one very, very strong magnet who can really magnetize the people with his art of his speaking, and the most important managerial relations, what we call it, is a relationship management. Probably he is one ideal figure to be seen, that his relationship is so strong that wherever he is, he ensures that the aura of the place, and of course, because of his own aura, he creates that kind of a very, very pleasant sort of a situation where many of us, we by our own we would like to get associated with. A very learned scholar, eminent personality, a very nationally and internationally acclaimed individual. I think any word of me saying it is not going to give the sufficient introduction.
Thank you very much, sir. I am very much grateful for your kind word.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. I am very much grateful for your kind word.
Thank you, sir. You are most welcome, and this is, I am from the bottom of my heart, I am saying,
sir, a man of stature like you, and if you appreciate my effort, it is just like that. I think that God is telling something.
Thank you, sir. Basically, we are looking at that it is not the hundreds of the seminars and the webinars being organized by him. It is the quality which is being delivered to the all young intellectual lot, young scholars, whose minds are, we have got to make their minds fertile by our experiential learning. So when we have learned through our experiences, this is the best art where the management can adopt to. Today, the imparting the education, Professor Naik, Professor Ganga Prasad ji, a very eminent individual who is known by his all credentials. Thanks to him for coming here and sharing his thoughts, where he was talking quite a lot about the skill education, etc. Most of the important points have been touched upon by my previous two speakers, Professor A.K. Naik. He talked elaborately on the multi-entry, multi-exit, the credit bank, multidisciplinary approach, interdisciplinary approach, etc. On a 4 years programs, all kind of specialties, literacy, etc. Each and everything. But now I am going to talk little differently. As Professor Naik has been very fond of all Gita and Vedas, and so is Mark. So even I am also very much fond of, and Sanskrit is a very, very loving language for me. I always look at this because having born in Bihar, probably it comes from that fertile land of Bihar itself, that the language control one has got to have it. And if you are from Bihar origin, definitely it comes by its own. I feel that way. So एक सुक्ति है जो वेदों में कही गई है कि उद्यमेन ही सिद्ध्यन्ते कार्याणि न ही मनोरथय न ही सिंहस्य सुप्तस्य प्रविशन्ति मुखे मृगा। इसका मतलब है कि उद्यम से कार्यों की सिद्धि होती है। प्रबंधन कला की जो सबसे बड़ी आज लेसन हमें सीखना है, वो ये सीखना है कि उद्यम, यानी उद्यम मतलब कि यू हैव गॉट टू बी इंडस्ट्रियस, we have got to put in so much of the hard efforts. उद्यमेन ही सिद्ध्यन्ति, कोई भी कार्य को सिद्ध करने के लिए सबसे आवश्यक है उद्यम। कार्याणि न ही मनोरथय, मनोरथ करने से कार्य की सिद्धि नहीं होती है और किसी भी तरह से। नहीं सुप्तस्य सिंहस्य प्रविशन्ति मुखे मृगा, सोए हुए सिंह के मुख में अपने आप मृग प्रवेश नहीं कर सकता है, जबकि सिंह जो है वो वन का राजा होता है। तो वनराज के पास भी यदि उनके आदेश पर भी यदि मृग उनके पास नहीं आता है और उनके लिए आहार नहीं बनता है, तो उनके लिए भी उद्यम करने की आवश्यकता है। This is the first lesson what I am finding today, that in emerging situation at the new dimensions of the management, one has got to learn here. And no matter what policy we make it, whether it is after 34 years or 50 years, it does not matter. What it matters is one has got to imbibe the hardcore lesson of working very, very hard. And today the youths have got to take these lessons and carry along with them. There is no substitute to the hard work. As I told you, उद्यमेन ही सिद्ध्यन्ति कार्याणि न मनोरथः। आप केवल स्वप्न देखिए, सिर्फ स्वप्न से तो बात नहीं चल हो सकती है। This is true that one has got to dream before the dream comes true, but after dreaming one has got to go on the व्यवहारिक धरातल। तो व्यवहारिक धरातल पर जा करके आपको मिट्टी की खुशबू के साथ मिट्टी में मिल करके काम करना होगा। Another important emerging issue which needs to be seen, that as the Honorable Prime Minister said, that we have got to talk, we have to be vocal for our local. And when we become the vocal for the local, it means the local products. And when we are talking about the management is only based on the two things, products and services. And one of the services is the lip services, what we are doing. We all experience people where we feel that whatever we have learned in our last 36, 38 years of our service, whether to the nations, whether to the academics, to the research, we must be in a position, हमारे पास ये औकात होनी चाहिए कि आपको अपने अंदर की जितनी भी हमारे अनुभव हैं आपको उड़ेल करके हम दें। तो जो एक बात कहते हैं कि वोकल फॉर द लोकल की बात जब हम कर रहे हैं, क्यों ऐसा करना है? क्योंकि unless your own thing is well recognized, you have got to really identify your own worth, that okay, if India can produce hundreds and thousands and millions and billions of the products and services, this needs to be talked at not only this level. Vocal, you have got to be really global. If you are a vocal individual, your voice should not be only heard in your regional and domestic area, it should be heard globally. So we are looking at the world economy is becoming increasing global in character. Manager will be involved in the management of the global organization. They will need to think globally and act locally. This is the first lesson I'm looking at this. Today, more than 1/4 of all goods produced worldwide across the national boundary. So we have got to transcend the national boundary. So it is one of the main emerging challenges one had got to think of this, that how we can make Indian goods and services global. The next important part for the management जो है, प्रबंधन में जो है, quality assurance. जो गुणवत्ता की बात है, हर जगह ये गुणवत्ता को, प्रोडक्टिविटी चाहे हम कहीं भी दें, लेकिन प्रबंधन का सबसे बड़ा जो मुद्दा ये उठता है कि are we producing the quality goods? When it comes to the educational institutions, we have got to look at this, that when the students are going to pass out from the portal of any university or the college or the schools, are they quality students? Billions of people, those who are employed today across the world, particularly in India, you can see to this that the people have been craving for the job. We are looking for the job. The youths are really on the roads. Why it is happening so? Because we only believe, still we are believing in this philosophy that we produce the intellectual degree holders. But my dear friends and my all scholar colleagues, those who are listening to me, we have got to ensure that when we produce the students, they should be employable intellectual, they should be holding employable intellectual degrees and not simply the degree. It means somewhere or the other, as Professor Ganga Prasad was also saying, today each and every education has got to get onto the skill based. And when we are talking about the skill with the values, because our ethics, your judgments, your standards, we just cannot. We belong to a country where we had the Takshila, where we had the Nalanda, where we had the Bikramshila cities. Such kind of cities when we have in our own, at Indian soil, then we have got to really think very, very global onto this. Today, as a matter of fact, a very important aspect of the management is the time management. One says the time, I don't get time. Each time when we say this time management issue, then students say, I did not get time. Now I can tell you my example here itself. What I was doing, I basically got registered for your webinar, but at the same time, Amity University convocation was going on. Patna, Amity University Patna convocation was going. It was the first convocation. And after getting myself registered here with you, two computers, parallelly, you can see to this time.
Sir, you are muted, sir. Sir, please unmute, sir. Sir, please unmute.
So what I was looking at this, that, one second, that how one can do the time management. Time management is very, very important aspect. At one particular time, we have got to manage this. It means that is the time when general introduction was going on. I was listening to the convocation also, convocation address. And let me tell you this, a great man was there as a chief guest. He was the Shekhar Bajaj. Basically, he was the CEO and CMD of the Bajaj Electrical Groups. The first lesson, what he was talking about is that empowerment of the employees. When you go to any corporate sector or any industry, you have got to look at this, or even you remain in the academics. My request to all the promoters and the educators that we have got to empower our employees. It means that we have got to give that kind of a weightage, responsibilities, and decentralize that. If everything gets centralized, then people, they don't get the feel of that empowerment. So empowerment is very, very important. Assurance, quality assurance is another important thing. The next part is basically your ethics, social responsibility, and corporate. Today, the new education policy is advocating on this part, that whatever we are producing or whatever the kind of research we are carrying out in this country, if it does not go to the society, if it is of no value to the society, no matter what kind of research we are having it, it is all going to be very, very futile. So one has to see to this, that all research, all kind of products, they must have some kind of social utilization, social utility. The next thing is your ethics, social responsibility, and corporate responsibility. An organization should be responsible towards shareholders, employees, customers, society, and nation at large. Nowadays, social responsibility has become compulsory and not a subject of the discussion. How to fulfill social responsibility is also a challenge for the management. The concept of the corporate social responsibility has developed today, that in every corporate you go, there is some kind of a division there. It means that a social corporate responsibility division. They work towards the social responsibility. It means the obligation of business organization towards the society, community, people, shareholders, etc., to provide the quality product at affordable price. Another important thing, you manufacture a product, but if it is not affordable by the people, that kind of a product is neither sellable nor it is going to be acceptable by the public. So we have got to understand this part. To provide the quality product at an affordable price, to develop more and more employment opportunity, to carry out different development activities in society, to control pollution are some social responsibility of the business organizations. Let's say चमड़ा उद्योग, कानपुर में आप जानते हैं चमड़ा उद्योग कितनी बड़ा उद्योग था, लेकिन आप देखिए चमड़ा उद्योग से कितनी बड़ी हानि पॉल्यूशन की थी. The entire pollution of the water, the major share was because of the all toxic chemicals which are going through that all kind of in a big tunnel, and finally it is getting into the Ganges. So ये चीज जो है बहुत important है. One has got to understand that if you are doing any kind of a business, you should not do the business at the cost of the society. Society, environment protection is the core responsibility of any business. And the management lessons always say that manage the things with efficiency and see to this that the whatever the system you develop, that must have a greater efficacy. Another important thing, that conventional market is no more today. If you have the conventional products, it is not going to be really working. So it means that every time you have got to get into this kind of concept, innovate new ideas. Today, even in the packaging world, if you look at that, each time we go to any particular product and see that how the packaging changes. Today, the wrappers, you see the chocolate wrappers, each time you go to any particular brand, the wrappers are all getting changed. You see the cosmetic changes even in the automobile sectors. You look at your mobiles, you all kind of bicycles. You see this, how the things are going on. It means that quality improvement in terms of its visual appeal, in terms of its robustness, and in terms of its functionality. It means that the product we have got to develop with an innovative mind, so that it is not only becoming the sellable at affordable price, but also it should be very, very visually appealing. It's a very important part. Product life cycle for any manufacturing sectors management में सबसे बड़ी चीज होती है कि how the product life cycle has got to be really maintained. Product life cycle is getting shorter and shorter. Why? It means that sustainability is not there. So sustainable development is very, very important. Product needs continuous improvement if the lifespan is to be made long. New ideas, new techniques, new methods are being innovated today. There must be new inventions of the ideas, new inventions of the product. Old and outdated products cannot satisfy the customers. Another important thing is workforce diversity. Workforce diversity is organizations are becoming heterogeneous today in terms of the ethnicity, gender, nationality, age group, etc. People having different religions, different nationality works together under one roof. Different people have different nature and they show different behavior. How to manage such kind of a diversified workforce is a great challenge for the managers. So if you are a management students, you have got to look at this, that whenever you join any particular organization, you will find that there is a workforce diversity. If people, the employees, they will be having a different religion, different culture, different skill sets. So we have got to, one more important lessons one has got to draw today is that different skill sets are not for the different individuals. They should be treated as a complementary skills. I have worked as a scientist in Indian Space Research Organization. I worked as a principal advisor in DRDO, Defense Research Development Organization. So in R&D also we look at this, that not only all scientists, they must follow certain values, ethics, and then they look at this, all those products are R&D products in differently. They should be innovative, they should be appealing, and they must have the highest utility. The workforce diversity, what it brings in, that complementary skills, we have got to put it together. What is this complementary skill? I would like to explain to you. Let's say if somebody knows how to manufacture a product, but he is not aware about that, how to do the packaging. So packaging expert is somebody else, manufacturing person is somebody else, let us say marketing person is somebody else. So all these skills are called complementary skills. When all these complementary skills, it means diversified skills, we put it together, then your organization grows. So another important lesson for all of us here is that seamless merging in the system. It means in management terms, we call it adaptability. You must have a very high adaptability. In any environment, if you go, try to get in sync with the people around. Okay. Another important aspect is empowerment. I have already spoken to you. I have spoken to you about the technology. Okay. I can talk quite a lot about every little thing of this, but because of the paucity of the time, I will be, in next 3-4 minutes, I will wrap up my talk here. Yet another important thing, एक मैं आपको बहुत अच्छी चीज बताता हूं, वो नुस्खा है लाइफ का. टुडे ऑल आइम्स आप देख रहे हैं. आपको जो है IQ आपके पास यदि है तो आप IITs में एंट्री ले सकते हैं, आइम्स में एंट्री ले सकते हैं, जॉब की एंट्री मिल सकती है. IQ is your intelligent quotient, but if you do not have the EQ, that is your emotional quotient. और इमोशनल क्वोशेंट का एक बहुत बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट रोल है, ये है रिलेशनशिप मैनेजमेंट. दिस मैनेजमेंट वी मस्ट लर्न फ्रॉम प्रोफेसर A.K. Naik. How good he is in managing the relationship.
Sure.
Very, very important lesson, sir. One of the most basic construct of the emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence के 8 constructs हैं. Emotional self-awareness, emotional awareness about the others, emotional intentionality, emotional creativity, emotional interpersonal relationship. यही interpersonal relationship जहां पर आता है relationship management. Relationship management can be between a business and the customers. It is the focus of the financial and investing industries. Customer service, professional working, partnership, team building, all those things we have got to look at this. Management का another lesson है कि how you create your team. टीम बिल्डिंग के 5 एस्पेक्ट्स हैं. मुझे बहुत शौक है मैनेजमेंट पर बोलने का. ठीक है, हमारे पास टाइम की पॉसिटी रहती है बराबर, और मेरे पास अनदर प्रोग्राम में भी लाइंड अप है. सो विदाउट टेकिंग मच ऑफ योर टाइम, बट इन नटसेल आई विल से टीम बिल्डिंग के 4-5 जो है नुस्खे वो देखिए. फॉर्मिंग द टीम, देन स्टॉर्मिंग, नॉर्मिंग, परफॉर्मिंग एंड एडजर्निंग. आप टीम कहीं भी जाएं उसके साथ फॉर्म करें, आइडियाज को ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग करें, उसके बाद ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग के बाद लेट्स गेट नॉर्मलाइज. ओके, डिसेंट्रलाइज द वर्क, लेट्स यूज द एक्सपर्टीज ऑफ द पीपल अराउंड, and then thereafter that time comes for the performing. When you perform well, then you adjourn for some time. It means that you let's have a good break, when you have the break, you re-energize. इसका मतलब है कि आपको री-एनर्जाइजेशन के लिए भी चाहिए. यही मैनेजमेंट की कला है. हम जो आप देख रहे हैं लीडरशिप के पोजीशंस में इसलिए होते हैं कि थाउजेंड्स हैं. आप देखिए मिलिट्री का मैं लीडर रह चुका हूं. आई हैव बीन एयर कमोडोर, दैट इज एन ब्रिगेडियर ऑफ द एयर फोर्स आर्मी. I have been the brigadier of the Air Force, that is an air commodore. This rank may not be very popularly known, but it is this, that when we have got thousands and thousands of the troops with us, how do we manage so well? ये trigger of motivation, ये motivational triggers हर दिन हम देते हैं, और वो देते हैं कि हमारे लिए जो aim है, objective ये है nation protection. Protection of the shield the nation from all sides, whether it is skies, land mass, or the water mass. No enemy can even look at and stare at you. The nation is 101% shielded and protected by our armed forces and paramilitary forces. ये क्यों ऐसा है? क्योंकि मिशन एक है. मैनेजमेंट की सबसे बड़ी थियरी है कि जब अपने मिशंस को एक रखेंगे तो नो मैटर कितने तरह कोई भी आपका विजन होगा एकम्प्लिश होगा. विजन से फ्लो करता है आपके मिशंस, और हर मिशंस के एक एक आदमी को इंचार्ज बनाइए. डेलीगेट करिए रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, एम्पावरमेंट यही कहलाता है. डेलीगेट द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, ट्रस्ट हिम. बॉर्डर पर हर सैनिक और हर ऑफिसर जो है, ही हैज बीन इंट्रस्टेड विद द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, ही हैज बीन गिवन द वेल डिफाइंड डोमेन. इसीलिए हम कहते हैं कि जब भी गोल की बात करते हैं, स्मार्ट गोल. व्हाट इज स्मार्ट गोल? स्मार्ट मीन्स स्पेसिफिक, एम इज measurable, then A is basically affordable sort of thing. It means that how much you can do, and then affirmative. R again becomes the realistic, T becomes the trackable. Goal has got to be trackable. So that is how trackable means basically the time management part of this. Another aspect today we are talking about the workplace spirituality. One line definition is spirituality: prayer, meditation, and contemplation. They recharge our batteries. So we have got to do it, all of us. We are having this prayer, meditation, and contemplation. They recharge our batteries. We have got to get energized, re-energized, and then go further. So workforce, today the concept, new concept is workforce spirituality. अकेले spiritual नहीं बनना, सबको साथ में लेकर के. Spirituality means calming down, thinking beyond the materialistic thinking. Thinking beyond the materialistic thinking is your spirituality. Knowledge management, we have got the huge pool of the knowledge. How we are going to manage effectively, very important aspect to this. There are a lot many things I can tell you here, but my last lesson to you is, rather I would like to tell you कि कहीं पर भी आप किसी भी मोड़ पर हो, एक चीज ध्यान में रखिएगा. 3 चीजों पर मैं कहता हूं बात को. माइंड द प्रेजेंट, mark my words, mind the present, make full use of it. Past and future will automatically take care of themselves. Other words में यदि मैं आप इसको प्रभाव के रूप में बताऊं, तो you can say to this that past is like a cancelled check. Past is like a cancelled check. Future is like a promissory note, and the present is like your ready cash. My dear young friends, utilize this ready cash. You have got enough of time with you, and see to this you manage your time so effectively that in your life you become very, very successful manager, very, very successful leader. With these words, I come to an end. I wish you all the best. And once again, a big thank you to Professor Nayak and principal of the college, director of the college, management of the college, and of course Professor Rohit and all my great friends, those who have been sharing the this thing. Professor Bhagwan Singh has been in in couple of other seminars also. It's always a pleasure listening to him also. Now he has become my webinar colleague, and definitely I'm looking forward to meet and greet him in person also when I come to Ranchi. Okay.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Thank you, sir. I'll be definitely a young man like you. We are looking at this, and if Professor Ganga Prasad is listening to me, I also owe a word of obligation to him. Thank you very much, and thank you very much, participants. I'm glad always to address you all and share my views, perspectives, and thought process. Thank you very much. God bless. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for your gracious address and for your kindness and always to grace our webinars. And as you have told, you are now very universally acknowledged in all types of webinars in the country. तो आप बोले भगवान ये लोग सब आपका वेबिनार में किस बहुत टाइम में आपका साथ भेंट हो गया, लेकिन आप तो आई थिंक almost all people who have came to under the domain of the Computer Society of India in under different webinars, they have been obliged and they have been also benefited from your address. Apart from the huge young community that comprising of the lakhs of the students, that is our satisfaction that we are doing by your gracious presence, by your blessing, by your thing. And very valuable words you always speak to the students. And one important thing what you spoke today, new education policy में आपका पास यदि IQ है, आप IITian होके निकल भी जाएंगे, काम भी कर लेंगे. ये न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी का सबसे बड़ा चीज. अभी इंजीनियरिंग के लिए मैथमेटिक्स फिजिक्स होना भी कोई जरूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि फिशरीज इंजीनियरिंग जैसा सब्जेक्ट है, मैथमेटिक्स का कोई जरूरत नहीं है. अभी कंप्यूटर में MCA करने के लिए मैथमेटिक्स का भी कोई जरूरत नहीं. हमारा न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में कोर्स करिकुलम मेरे अंडर में भी डेवलप हो रहा है, AICT का न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में any graduate having mathematics at the +2 level is eligible for the MCA course also. MCA course मतलब एक बटनी जूलॉजी फिजिक्स का लड़का ही पढ़ सकता, बटनी का लड़का पढ़ सकता, फिलोसफी लड़का ही पढ़ सकता, लिटरेचर लड़का भी अभी MCA कर सकता. नहीं भी है मैथमेटिक्स, there is no problem because the required inputs for mathematics will be given through the bridge course. These are the beauty. And another thing what you told that they grow with everybody, along with your colleagues also. And even you meditating and making the prayer, you also come with your gathering and with your people with you. That is the main thing. That is the symbol of a bigness. That is the symbol of a बरगद का पेड़ जो बोलते हम लोग. बरगद पेड़ जब ऊंचाई को प्राप्त करता है, साथ साथ इसका शाखा प्रशाखा सबको लेके ऊंचाई को जाता है. इसीलिए वो इतना सस्टेनेबल रहता है, इतना ये रहता है. लेकिन ऑन दी कंट्री के तार का पेड़ जो होता है वो तो अकेले बढ़ता रहता है, कभी भी तूफान आता है गिर जाता है. सर आप तो एक बरगद का पेड़ जैसे है. तो थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर ग्रेसिंग आवर डिफरेंट ओकेजन्स एट डिफरेंट टाइम्स, and we are really grateful on behalf of the management committee of our all group of institutions, our university, as well as we are very much grateful and very obliged for your kindness and gracious address, as well as our millions and billions of thanks and gratitude in your August.
When I come to Patna, sir, I definitely meet you in person also and meet your director and principal.
Not that. The Patna will felicitate to you because you are the son of soil. And I know what is your achievement. You are an awardee from the Honorable President of India. Yes. You did, wherever the field you have joined, you did excellent. You perform excellent. And the thing is that, and it will be our pleasure when you will be at Patna. So yes, the Patna peoples and the citizens of Patna will felicitate you. Thank you very much, sir, once again.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Sanjay sir, for this wonderful keynote address. And thank you so much, sir. And now we will proceed further, and it's a time for invited address. And for that, I would like to welcome Professor Dr. Bhagwan Singh. Professor Dr. Bhagwan Singh, sir, he is a professor of management, Dean, School of Management Sciences, and head Department of Business Administration, and former finance officer of Central University of Jharkhand, Ranchi. Professor Singh has 20 plus years of experience in preaching as well as in management as well as in administration, which includes administrative experience also, as he was the founder dean of the School of Commerce and Management Studies, Central University of Himachal Pradesh, and was also head of Department of Marketing and Supply Chain Management, and for 2 terms. He was also the member of Executive and Academic Council of CUHP and was also elected member of University Court. He was coordinator of mock Prokstha and was the ex-officer chairman of the school boards of SCMS and ex-officer member for the other departments. So with all these words, I like to welcome Dr. Bhagwan Singh sir for invited address.
Thank you. I would really be thankful to my Guruji, Professor A.K. Nayak, who with all his blessings we are here, and we are connected always with him on his one word, and we will be always with him. As thanks to this organization committee, IIBM Patna, who is organizing one-day national seminar on changing dimensions of management education in new education policy. I am really grateful to share this August gathering with Professor Ganga Prasad, Vice Chancellor Tripura University, and I heard him. He was very elaborative in the things, and he is from BHU. So one of my place of Varanasi. It was really pleasure to hear him. And then Professor Sanjay Kumar, Vice Chancellor, Amity University. Really, sir, it was great to hear you again. And Professor A.K. Nayak, always we hear him and have his blessings. And I am thankful that today Professor Narendra Sharma sir, NN Sharma sir, his good friend, and Professor Pavnesh, again, good friend of mine, are here. And thankful to Professor Ganesh Pandey and Rohit and the technical team who is handling all this. So let me start changing dimensions of management education in new education policy. Let me tell you, friends, that new education policy as such do not explain in an elaborative form of management education. I would like to share the slides regarding, if the technical team permits me. Can I?
Sure, sir, you can.
Okay. So here I would like to start my presentation. Is it visible to all?
Yes, sir, your screen is visible, sir. But the PDF is, or the PPT is not started.
Okay. Let me share the PPT. Now it's clear?
Yes, sir, now it is clear.
Now, today's agenda of discussion, role of management education. What is the management education role? What are the challenges of management education? What are the prospects of management education and expectation from a management educators? Role of management education based on NEP. As I was sharing, that there is no such clear-cut instruction in NEP for management education. Why it is so? Because management skill is required for developing anything, anywhere. Without management, you cannot manage even a single thing, whether it's your study, it's your career, it's your professionalism, it's your speech, everything. As Professor Sanjay also told, time management is equally important. Your career planning is equally important. So NEP today is defining this management education in almost all fields. I will come one by one to everyone. Now, implementation on NEP 2020 is dependent on management people. How this whole administration is managing National Education Policy 2020 and visualizing it in 2030. That today we will start from here, and tomorrow we have to reach 2030 mission of NEP. After 10 years, what will be the future of this education of India? So management education is relevant in all fields. What are the challenges of management education? There are bouquet of challenges. Some isolated, while most others are interrelated. Isolated in the sense that they are not talked about. Today, the rural field of management is entirely not touched. Everybody is trying to capture this rural market, which is around about 60 to 70% in India. Now, when you are capturing this, that means you are managing the infrastructure, managing the education, managing the corporate over there, managing the people over there, means management all field, technology over there. We define management in as an educator, specialization in marketing, HR, finance, IT, operations, supply chain management. All these are fields of management education. And in rural sector, all these are equally important. So the bouquet of challenges is that each and every field has its own pros and cons. And for those pros and cons, some isolated challenges are still on, which is over there. So thing is that how and from what format we are capturing it. And most are interconnected. Interconnected in the sense that whenever you talk of one field, say marketing, then finance is indirectly interconnected or directly interconnected. When you talk about HR, then again, the marketing and finance is interconnected. So this whole management education field is interconnected to you. Now, contemporary challenge for management education in India, today, the skill-based knowledge, as NEP is also saying that skill-based knowledge has to be inculcated. Now, skill-based knowledge, why it is so? Because if you are not having any skill, you are not growing as per NEP. Today, skill is equally important. So core area of education is a skill-based knowledge. What is, as Professor Ganga Prasad also said, that if you are having a skill, the core area of education has to be skill. Mere degrees is not going to help you out. You have to have the skill for it. So core area of education is skill-based knowledge. Lack of rural areas education, like agribusiness management. We had agribusiness management. Many agricultural universities started agribusiness. Even in Himachal Pradesh, Agricultural University Palampur has it. And in our Varanasi, in BHU, and all the central universities are coming with this. But agribusiness management, BHU has dedicated South Bihar. Agribusiness management has dedicated for this agribusiness management, but very low and very less courses are and degrees are on agribusiness management, because it needs practical. More than theory, it needs practical. So skill has to be there. If you are not talking on the skill of agribusiness management, your rural area education will not be so. So you have to tap. And new education policy always talk about agricultural educations, agricultural contingencies, agricultural product development. Whether it is through mechanical, whether it is through technical, they are talking about that. And this is the privilege for all the management educators and education people. Now, what is that? One more problem today, or say decade back, mushrooming of MBA institutions without vision. They are just opening and opening. What they are having: weak governance, inexperienced faculty members, low student-teacher faculty ratio, and unmatched corporate demand. This is a basic problem persisting in country today. And new education policy eradicates it in a very smart manner. Now, if you are not promising the teachers good salary, they are not going to get, these institutions are not going to get good teachers. So not only payment, infrastructure. Now you can say today everything is digitalized. So what is the requirement of infrastructure? But let me tell you, the infrastructure of technically sound is demanded today. The faculty experience is demanded today. All top-notch institutions, which you say in the Google top 20, top 50, top 100, you will say very streamlined, experienced faculty members are over there. And they are getting lavish payment. This is what is where we have to work. Mushrooming of MBA institutions should be closed. You have a dedicated institutions for that. Dedicate them. And this is the very vast challenge, and many papers I have read on this. And business standard, January 18, January 2021. It has been again the challenges of management education. It has been defined by them. So there you can see that till in January 2021, and one of the paper was in January, it was in 2010, published in ProQuest. Again, the new dimensions of management education, both the parameters almost were common. So today, if we want to talk about management education in all fields, we have to keep the checks and balances of MBA institutions, though it's our bread and butter. I am the counselor of many MBA institutions, and I time and again say that mushrooming should be closed. You are getting by any means the affiliations from the university, and when it comes to the performance, it is not at that parameter what exactly it should be. So weak governance has to be controlled by that. And unmatched corporate demand. Demand of corporate is something else, and we are promoting our managers or the MBA graduates or postgraduates in something else. So this has to be checked properly. But apart from challenges, there are vast prospects which NEP gives us. Part 3.20, page number 50, where other key areas of focus is totally entirely dedicated to the management educators. General education aims to evolve as integrated education till 2030. As I said, in all field, management education is equally important. Today, multidisciplinary education, new education policy always talks of multidisciplinary education. Previously in UGC, when 16 universities were in 2009, the act was passed and they were there. So after 2012, when it was fully implemented and all the universities started functioning, after 3 years, they have started by the UGC. UGC started the course of CBCS, Choice-Based Credit System. It was 70% the core area and 30% university-wide. So this 30%, how this 30% was derived was today the new education policy. Now 30% means 70% if a person is from management, he is studying management, and 30% he can take music, he can take gymnastics, he can take archery. So this university-wide courses was there as a 30%. But sadly, or whatever be the consequences, now it has, again the UGC has refined and they have given to 90 and 10%. 10% is still the value education has to be there. But 90% you have to be in your core. And now again, the baskets which are being promoted is dependent on the faculty. Whether your faculty is existing in that, if there is no finance faculty, so finance specialization will not be given. If there is no marketing facilities, so marketing, if there is no IT, then IT basket will not be there. So these type of things are challenges also and prospects also. So multidisciplinary education, if a person of physics wants to study music, what is the harm in it? So if a person from languages wants to develop himself in culture, what is the harm in it? So new education policy opens the door from one discipline to other discipline. This is the beauty of new education policy. And professional education in terms of skill development. One of my friends always say that if you are skilled, you cannot sit idle. You can earn from anywhere in the country. Then means if you have a skill, you will not die of hunger, will not die without bread butter. So skill generation in new education policy has a vast scope. Now, agriculture education is the field where agribusiness management may be focused. Part 3, 2021 says 20.1, preparation of professional as ethical education in discipline and as practice. You have to be ethically sound. You must have all have heard that in marketing there is a cutthroat competition. So now cutthroat competition was treated as that I have to cut the throat of the competitor by any means. No, it was misled. Management is totally ethical. You say marketing people are always cheaters. No, they advertise false. No, daag achhe hain. They are saying that, and they are removing the stains. So that doesn't mean Surf Excel is only for washing the pot. They never said that white hai to tide hai. These are punchlines. You are buying the product, washing your clothes. If it does not change the product, that's it. Don't go for repeat purchase. But don't say that the discipline are not that. So we have to go by the ethics. And new education policy has full stress on ethical practices, education in discipline and as well as practice. You have to develop as a good practitioner what you have learned. That new education policy promotes. And as a management educators, we always train our student in that way. Then legal education. Again, today, the combo of the education is that the people are doing LLB, they are doing LLM, and they are doing MBA. Or after LLB, MBA. So this legal education, new education policy says that if a person is from multidisciplinary, he will control the things accordingly. Healthcare education, health management, today hospitality management and mediclaims insurance, health insurance are the part derived from management graduates. Today risk management, health insurance, mediclaim policies, all are derived from MBAs. They have promoted these policies, and new education policy gives the space for that. Then technical education. Technical education, today we are having n numbers of conferences and you are seeing webinars and all that. It is equally important, and management graduates from BTech IT are doing MBA and they are holding a full almost 70% control on this technical education. Then adult education and lifelong learning. Adult education and lifelong learning is another aspects of management education. Today, be it NACO, be it AIDS control sessions, or they are all governed by the management graduates. So lifelong learning, like yoga classes, they are again managed by us. So management education is relevant in all fields, be it teacher education, promotion of Indian languages, arts and culture, part 3.22 of new education policy. Teacher education, point 15. Technological use and integration, part 3.23. These all talk about only and only new education policy related with management aspects and management education. Online and digital education, part 3.24. I can talk hours and hours on this. So digital education, if you are not marketing yourself digitally, you are not flourishing. So online digital education, again, the part 3.24 explains the details of that, how in your education policy you have to work about. And that has to be related, very much blended with management education. You can't talk stand alone. There is a word written stand alone in this new education policy. Now stand alone perspective is losing. You have to be multidisciplinary. As Professor Nayak said that now for MCA, mathematics is not actually required. So a person from bio can also do MCA. So this inter blending of the disciplines is coming. And e-modules and apps will recognize you. Today we are doing a webinar. I am recognized by the digital marketing I am flourishing as a digital marketing person. Companies and corporates are contacting me, sir, can you share your experience in digital marketing? So this is all coming. And then digital marketing is the future. If you are not virtually present, you are not flourishing. And management education is relevant in all fields. Let me tell you, it is relevant in all fields. Apart from its challenges, you have to be connected with management educators and management people. So here I rest my voice and thank you for humble listening. And I would like, if anybody has, you can contact me for that. And my next speaker, Professor N.N. Sharma, is waiting eagerly for his term. So if any queries, you can directly mail to me at bhagwansingh@cuj.ac.in. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, webinar team. Thank you, IIBM Patna, for patient hearing. Thank you, sir. Over to you, Rohit.
Thank you very much. God bless you, Bhagwan, for an excellent speech you have delivered and good presentation.
Thank
a lot of it keeps a lot of information. Thank you very much. And you are always a continuous participant of the different webinars being conducted under our leadership, that is whether in IEBM or CSI or whatever it may be. you are contributing significantly. We are very much thankful. Though you are just like my son and I always adopt you as my academic son, but still then I express thankfulness. Thanks also.
Thank you.
Because you contributed a lot for anything of all of our programs. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bhagwan Singh, sir. It was a wonderful presentation by you, sir. You have just focused on those points which is very important for the field of management. Thank you so much, sir. So now we will proceed further, and now it's the time for our next invited address. And for that, I'd like to welcome Dr. Narendranath Sarma, sir. Dr. Narendranath Sarma is the founder principal of Government College, Javali, Kangra, Himachal Pradesh. He has completed his MCom, MPhil, PGD, MBA, and PhD in rural banking from Himachal Pradesh University. He is having more than 30 years of experience in teaching, training, as well as in administration. He had supervised more than 19 PhD theses, and he has presented more than 106 research papers in national and international conferences. He has also published 8 books, including the books on finances like corporate accounting, financial management, and indirect tax laws. So with all these words, I'd like to welcome Dr. Narendranath Sarma, sir, for invited address.
Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Thank you,
Yes.
Professor Rohit.
Completely audible.
Thank you, sir.
Honorable Vice Chancellors of the universities, and especially the keynote speaker, a wonderful personality with academic excellence, and a galaxy of academicians from IIBM and participants. Much has been discussed, deliberated, talked about the new education policy. So for the question of specifically, we are talking about the management education or education scenario in India. Really, we are witnessing a massive change in the years to come. And if I say that it's a revolution in the education sector, it will be the appropriate word. And if we had a glance on the history of Indian education system, really, it is a super duper disruptive transformation from relevance, meaningful in the country and students' context. And so for the question of affordability, employability, adaptability, manageability, technology adoption, and other similar reasons, innovation, rejuvenation, diversification, these all have become the need of an hour. Friends, we cannot deny the fact that the Indian government and the institutions, whether science, humanities, or professional management, have been working to reform the existing education model. However, there are still a lot of issues we have been discussed here also in this webinar, which are required to be taken care of through effective administration and management by the policymakers. And of course, now the major role is with us, that is implementing agencies at institution level. But due to changing dimensions in the education and introduction of this NEP 2020, India is definitely going to be a leader in the education sector. And we all should feel happy over it. And so far as the question of overall system we talk, friends, we can very easily say that why basically those policies are coming in the picture and why those policies are the need of an hour. And if you talk about the previous policies and we compare it with the present, question is not of like that. There's no question of comparison. But today, one nation, one education system, which is a need of an hour so that states can come together for academic growth and strong knowledge economy. And those policies will definitely give a guide to act according to the changing scenario and dimensions of the education and its role. We just have a glance on the previous policies. Every education policy till date was whether NP 1986 created a pool of education and trained human resources who contributed to the value chain, but NEP 2020 dreams of creating human resources who will create value propositions and obviously convert human resources into human capital. This is a one dimension, which is very, very important in the NEP 2020, for which we all have to think over. And a lot of things have been discussed by previous speakers also, and they have also touched these changing dimensions, particularly in the entire education scenario, or in particular, we talk about the management education. Affordability, no doubt, now it is a need of an hour that the education should be within the reach of everyone. If you talk about the employability, because the big platoon of unemployed youth is coming from the education institutions, which is a question of great concern for all of us, because we all are accountable for that. We are also part and parcel of that. Now, the employability scenario has a little bit changed, which is one dimension on which all the business schools, all the management education academicians have to think over it, that we have to develop job creators, not job seekers. One of the previous speaker also focused on that. And so for the question of adaptability is concerned, yes, whenever we are talking about the education, we have to take care of all the stakeholders, students, parents, society, teachers. And one very, very important changing dimension which is going to take place, that is, we have to become innovative. We have to be creative. Naya soch, naya josh. This is another dimension. As Dr. Bhagwan Singh was also focusing, that mushrooming of the management institutions, no doubt it has taken place in the recent years, whether we talk about the technical courses, engineering, pharmaceutical, or we talk about the management courses, no doubt mushrooming was there. And being a part of this entire system, particularly in the technical education too, and I'm also here in the this other academic involvements. Today, no doubt, there is one very, very important challenge in front of us, that how to rejuvenate and rehabilitate the sick management institutions suffering from the financial crunch. So this rejuvenation and rehabilitation will definitely take place if this new education policy vision and mission will be implemented at grassroots level with the great spirit. We will talk about the 360-degree transformation with focus on 21st century skills. No doubt, we are talking about the skills, we are talking about the skill development. But I had shared this thing on many other platforms also. Friends, no doubt skill development is very important. But first, let us create will for skill among the students. If you will create will for skill, and then we'll think of the skill development, the things will definitely give the different results. Skill is need of an hour. If the skill will be added to the knowledge, the attitude will be added to the skill and knowledge, the things will definitely be different. And this is another changing dimension, which is expected from we academicians, whether we are in the management schools, whether we are in the business schools, whether we are in the other institutions, whether we are in the colleges, or whether we are in the universities. High quality research, not only with constructive results, but its benefit to the society at large. Honorable Vice Chancellor was a keynote speaker, was also focusing on this particular issue. Really, it is need of an hour. This is another changing dimension on which we business schools, we management people, we management students, we management learners, we have to think over it. We're talking about the standalone universities and institutions. Dr. Bhagwan Singh also focused on it. Yes. Now we have to focus on self-reliant concepts. If those self-reliant concepts will be introduced at educational level, the day is not far off that will fulfill or will make that dream real of the Atmanirbhar Bharat, for which one of the speakers was also deliberating. Creative combinations of subjects. This is another issue. Friends, the biggest challenge in front of us, that is remaining competitive, which is the biggest challenge, major challenge and change to the management institutions. We have to leave competing with conflicting objectives. If you talk about the mushrooming of the management institutions, of the technical institutions in the recent years, no doubt when there is a problem between imbalance between the demand and supply, obviously things become a little bit conflicting. So we have to revive, we have to revise, and we have to rethink. We have to set our clear goals, very, very clear goals in the light of new education policy, let us focus on quality, not only on quantity. Globalizing the operations, another very, very major challenge to remain competitive, because we have to compete through contribution. If you want to compete, you have to contribute. So this globalizing of the operations, particularly where entire business world has become a global village. Let us think from vocal to local, vocal for local and local to global. When we will be vocal for the local and local to global, the entire business scenario, the entire economy will definitely witness the very, very good and very positive change. We have to develop a positive ethics, character, professional integrity, business with ethics and social responsibility. Even now, the Vice Chancellor from the MIT University, the keynote speaker, also focused on very, very important thing that we have to add IQ and EQ. Means we have to think beyond Google. Google can provide you IQ, but EQ can be provided by the academicians only, and we have to combine it. That's a need of an hour. This is the basic changing scenario in any educational institution, whether it's the management or in other institutions. If you talk about the implementing of technological innovations, even during the COVID-19 pandemic, we have seen that this technology has played a very, very important role. And number of private institutions, private organizations, particularly who are dealing in this online educations, take the example of Vaidus doing miracles in the education world, even during crisis. These are the changing dimensions for which we academicians, we business schools, we management educations, we academicians have to think over it. Changing dimensions of business buyers market and prospective sellers. Friends, management is not only to get the work done, but now management is also to do the work in the best way. Produce experts of their field with good domain knowledge. This is an expectation from the new education policy, from we academicians, particularly who are working in the management institutions. Professionals need regular SWOT analysis of product, process, and people. We have to three P's analysis is very, very important: product, process, and people. And my friend Dr. Bhagwan was talking about the MBA. Really, now the MBA scenario has changed. MBA is like an army where time and man management is done in one's own mannerism. MBA has become like an army where time and man management is done in one's own mannerism. So how to do the best in one's own mannerism so that the effective time and man management can be done? The time is not far off that we will produce the quality management professionals with the vital thinking. So let us teach both the management skills to produce the disciplined and the dedicated management professionals. This is another changing dimension for the management institutions as well as the business schools in the years to come. Yes, to remain competitive. NEP encourages peer tutoring as a voluntary and joyful activity for the fellow students under the supervision of the trained teachers. It seeks to facilitate the multiple pathways to learning that will involve formal and non-formal education modes. Formal classroom learning is limited to books and instructions. The new policy aims at take this learning outside the four walls of students to imbibe from the real world. This is where the concept of learning, how to learn, comes in, another prominent feature of NEP. Abandoning and redundant culture of bookish learning, there will now be a move to real holistic learning that equips individuals with 21st century skills. It will lead to a self-reliant young India. This is need of an hour. If you talk about a lot of things were talked about the value proposition in education, which is another important aspect, particularly whenever we are talking about the professionalism in the business schools or the management courses. Different teaching specs will develop the value like free inquiry, scientific temper, appreciation of diversities, interdependence of people, logical thinking, cooperation, team spirit, fellow feeling, tolerance, democratic living, etc., etc. We not only need to focus on the value education, but we have to focus on value of education to to enhance the GER and to reduce the dropouts. Roughly 30% graduates are employable because of the less domain knowledge and outdated knowledge delivery and sharing system. We need to bridge the knowledge gap. That's the mission of NEP 2020 and one of the changing dimension we have to focus, whether it's management education or education in general. And it's very, very important from the vision and mission of the NEP. One of the previous speaker, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Tripura University also focused on that. There's a concept of sustainable development goals with a focus to ensure the inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities by 2030. But sustainable development goals need some constructive, effective, and result-oriented implementation, keeping in with the changing scenario of management education and knowledge delivery system, especially with respect to its local, national, and the global needs. For sustainable development, we have to produce job creators, as I have told you, not only the seekers, and keeping in with the NEP being a policy of 21st century, an attempt to address the various aspects related to regulation, academic requirements related to the knowledge, skill, and attitude. KSA, this key speaker rightly quoted the example of PLC, product life cycle. Yes, we have to think over it. And so far as a question of changing dimensions about the unity and integrity of knowledge, that is another thing which NEP 20 further based on the fundamental principle of no hard separation boundaries between the arts, science, management, between the curricular and the extracurricular, between vocation and the academic streams shall be eliminated in order to ensure the unity and integrity of knowledge, which is another very, very beautiful feature of this NEP. And because presently we are at the implementing stage. So implementation stage is very crucial, and we teachers, we academicians have to play a very, very important role so that the effective implementation can take place and we can make the vision and mission dream of this policy real. So whether we are talking about the shift from interdisciplinary to interdisciplinary and further to multidisciplinary, definitely a gateway to multitasking people generation. Management education needs to be made more versatile, more practical, more market-oriented. We have to rethink about the industry reports. We have to rethink about the project reports. Those should be more practical, more result-oriented, and more beneficial for the industry, for the corporates. Critical and creative thinking with the emphasis on the conceptual understanding, that is very, very important. And it will definitely open new growth avenues for the young potential management professionals. Simple degree distribution will be no more. So this is a very, very important. On the other hand, we have to focus on a lot of things like emerging consciousness demands management education to be more holistic in terms of its ability and potential to address not only business interests, but also humanity and sustainable issues. NEP 2020 is encouraging the young to discover India, its image, perception with powerful, energetic, constructive, creative, young and new India with management excellence. It can educate young people about the complex transnational management issues and cultivate a global mindset and a sense of global citizenship. It aims to empower students and faculty to take their learning beyond the classrooms and collaborate with greater social systems and other learning spaces. Friends, another changing dimension, that is the extensive use of technology in teaching and learning, will produce a techno-friendly excellence. Respect for diversity and respect for local context, vocal for local and local to global in all curriculum, keeping in mind that management education is highly challenging and needs to be more practical than the bookish. Just see the situation online business. People are inquiring from showroom and making purchases from bedroom. This is a changing dimension for which we have to make our students ready for the market scenario. Business schools need to be more practical and technology-oriented. Industry exposures and project reports, as I've told you, need to be real useful for the industry too. Faculty as a heart of learning process, their recruitment, professionals, development, positive working environment, and service conditions is another issue on which Professor Bhavan Singh also focused. All private and government business schools to ensure it. No doubt a light but tight regulatory framework to ensure the integrity, transparency, and resource efficiency of the educational system through audit and public disclosure, innovation, out of box through autonomy, good governance, and empowerment. This technological dimension shall help us to be more acceptable globally. That is a need. Friends, it is rightly said, if it does not challenge you, it does not change you. And if you want to change yourself, you have to accept the challenges. And so far as the question of developing quality universities, quality colleges, obviously this NEP will give a good results, resource generation, resource utilizations, important management institutions having infrastructure. Now see the position. We have to make the best use of the resources. And this disparity among the management schools and business schools is to be removed. This is a right time through a new education policy to rejuvenate, to rehabilitate. I've told you the sick units, sick management institutions. See, the management institutions who are having infrastructure don't have required enrollment, and this management institutions which are having enrollment are not having appropriate infrastructure. So we have to think over it, keeping in view the vision and mission of the new education policy. We need to rejuvenate those with innovative approach. Only then we can think of quality. Multidisciplinary approach, it is going to open a new stars in the higher education. And no doubt by 2030, one large disciplinary college, every district shall create difference to the students and shall help to maintain the brand image. That is a need of an hour. IITs, if they have made a brand image, they have worked very, very hard. It is not an overnight process. So we have to rethink, we have to rebuild the system in the light of new education policy. And definitely, I'm sure that day is not far off when we will have a young India, we will have a powerful India, we have this education guru. The day is not far off. Industry will be the next section which will reap the benefit of multidisciplinary education, who will be no longer be narrow specialists, but multitasking with relevant depth and of their chosen discipline. It will develop skills like critical thinking, problem solving, flexibility, and management institutions have to rethink to involve corporate and curriculum designing process. This will help to produce market-oriented business professionals. And we have talked about the restructuring, reorganization. And now the basic thing where we have to focus that how to develop autonomous business schools. Concept of autonomous colleges is to be introduced with a multidisciplinary approach. These are the changing dimensions for which we have to work at ground level. And to implement initially, at least one college in the district should be elevated to autonomous level on the basis of the courses offered, infrastructure, research exposure, patents, quality teaching, faculty with at least A grade accredited. Those institutions need to be produce quality professionals with entrepreneurial competencies, not only with high package placements. Minimum benchmark must be fixed for accreditation with effective quality assurance cells in the different management colleges with separate budget. Only such colleges should be asked to go for accreditation having infrastructure. It will help us to develop more institutions of IM level. Talented, capable, and professional faculty we have to develop. Training at institution level should be strengthened. We need eligible and capable and professional teachers to implement NEP. We don't need only eligible teachers. We need eligible, capable, and professional teachers to implement the NEP. Business schools required to organize TOT training of teachers programs in collaboration with the industry so that we can produce a multidisciplinary output. So if we talk about the expected skills, particularly by the employers, whether we talk about the communication, we talk about the cultural fitment, we talk about the logical ability, we talk about the interpersonal skills, we talk about the adaptability, we talk about the dominant expertise, we talk about the integrity values and result orientation. These all are the need of an hour, and new education policy have taken care of everything. A lot of things are to be discussed, particularly on this issue, but the time is too short and we are already late. So I would like to wrap up with a few things that what we have to do for the effective implementation. Every institution must consider NEP 2020 as vision document and do its SWOT analysis on the individual basis. Enhance your strengths, weaken your weaknesses, avail the opportunities, and manage the threats. Every management institution should be enough rich in terms of basic infrastructure building by other basic amenities and other basic amenities by 2025. Teacher recruitment process should be initiated on priority to provide eligible, capable, and professional teachers having good industry exposures, and TOT is to be started. Colleges should be categorized on the basis of students, courses, professional courses, academic standards, etc. Standard curriculum should be designed by the universities and business schools, keeping in view the academic and professional requirements. Regular mandatory training programs with standard training module in the light of NEP should be initiated. We are at the implementing stage. I don't say that everything can be done overnight, but the process should be started at the institution levels. The concept of autonomous colleges should be initiated as pilot project in one leading college of the district having 100% teaching and non-teaching staff, research potential, and other facilities, and should be expanded on the basis of the success. Global best practices are required to be adopted in business schools. Every management institutions must have its own vision and mission, keeping in view its local needs, national agenda under NEP, and at least development of excellent research and professional caliber should be the part of task force at institution level. Since by 2040, higher institutions are to be developed and multidisciplinary enrollment targets should be fixed to enhance the GER. On the other hand, it will enhance the innovation and skills. Annual evaluation of NEP agenda should be done, maybe a part of ACR of the faculty and administrators of the institutions. We have to take these steps to improve. So let us prepare ourselves and be a part of this revolutionary NEP 2020, ensure a role for the effective implementation of this NEP, and let us face all the changing dimensions in the education world to achieve its vision and mission. With these words, I would like to conclude the ultimate objective of this multidisciplinary, or whether we talk about the value education, we talk about all other aspects of the national education policy. इन 4 पंक्तियों से मैं इसको रैप अप करना चाहूंगा। किसी ने बड़ी अच्छी बात लिखी है, आज बच्चों की तस्वीर बदलने की जरूरत है, तकदीर हमारे बच्चे खुद बदल लेंगे। और बड़ी अच्छी पंक्तियों में इसको हमने रैप अप करने की कोशिश की है। किसी ने कहा है, सूनी पलक पर सपने लिख दो, अधरों पर मुस्कान लिखो, प्यासी धरा पर सावन लिख दो, पतझड़ पर मधुमास लिखो, सूरज का पथ रोको ना, बढ़ते कदम को टोको ना, सह रातों पर सुबह लिखो, पांव पर अभियान लिखो, सूनी पलक पर सपने लिख दो, अधरों पर मुस्कान लिखो। जिस दिन ये मुस्कान लिख दी जाएगी, हमारा सारा देश, हमारा सारा एकेडमिक जो होगा वो एक्सेलेंस से भरेगा, and they will be the leaders in the nation of the world. With these words, I thank you very much for the organizers of this wonderful webinar and giving me an opportunity. I'm sitting at one corner of the country, that is Himachal Pradesh, and that too I'm serving in a rural college, which was started just 2 years back. Same opportunity I got in the Himachal Pradesh Technical University. And with these words, I'm again indebted to all of you. And if in case any suggestion, any query is there, my email ID is nnsharma585@gmail.com, and my mobile number is 9418053922. And I will be happy that if I'll get some opportunity to learn or to add something to my knowledge from your deliberations, from your discussions, from your response, from your feedback. Thank you one and all.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much, sir. It was a really wonderful explanation given by you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And now we will proceed further. And now it's a time for our third invited address. And for that, I would like to welcome Professor Pavnesh Kumar, sir. Professor Pavnesh Kumar is the Professor and Dean, School of Commerce and Management Sciences, Department of Management Science, Mahatma Gandhi Central University, Motihari. He is having 17 plus years of experience in teaching, training, and administration. Professor Kumar is having PhD in rural banking from VVS Purvanchal University, Uttar Pradesh. He is MBA from Banaras Hindu University and supervised several PhDs and 100 PhD dissertations. He has edited 14 books, reviewed 20 papers and journals. He has 7 research papers on his name. So with all these words, I'd like to welcome Professor Pavnesh Kumar, sir, for invited address.
Thank you, Rohitji. My voice is audible?
Yes, sir, your voice is audible, sir.
Okay. First of all, the webinar chair of the one-day national webinar on changing dimensions of management education, new education policy, Professor A.K. Naik, sir. Chief guest of the today's national webinar, Professor G.P. Parsain, sir. The keynote speaker, Professor Sanjay Kumar ji, Vice Chancellor, Amity University, Calcutta. My friend and invited speaker, Professor Bhagwan Singh. The distinguished speaker, Professor N.N. Sharma, sir, to whom he has completed his lecture. And the organizing team as coordinator, Professor Rohit Kumar, convener, Professor Shweta Gaur, and the convener, Professor Ganesh Pandey ji. First of all, I would like to express my sincere gratitude, and I would like to thank the management of Indian Institute of Business Management for inviting me as a resource person in this one-day national webinar. It has been a great opportunity for me, and especially I'm thankful to Professor A.K. Naik, sir. The second time I have been invited by IIBM Patna. So being a faculty of management, talking on something like the changing dimensions of management education in new education policy is a great opportunity for me also. Okay, so friends, because it is already late, I will be concentrating more on what has been taught in the new education policy about the management or business education. So India's new education policy was launched on July 29, 2020, and has a stated objective of making India a global knowledge superpower. It is quite a short document of about 66 pages, which is uploaded on the Ministry of Education website, and consists of 4 parts covering school education, higher education, and other key areas such as adult education and lifelong learning. And finally, an implementation section that aims to have the complete policy operative in 4th decade of this century, after which there will be another review. Means this new education policy will be implemented in 100% till 2040. That really means that the implementation part has to start immediately and has to be completed in 10 years by the end of 2030. The new education policy has attracted much attention and has been both applauded and criticized by various groups. Obviously, the education sector has taken both sides, with the school educationists concentrating on the policy for primary and secondary education. Although the new education policy classifies these as foundational, preparatory, middle, secondary classes, while educationists of the higher education institutions have ruminated on the kinds of changes that NEP will bring to schools and colleges. I would like to take an even more focused view of NEP insofar as it relates to management and business education. In the past, business education has been classified under technical education, and the NEP doesn't make any changes in that. It is very surprised to know that the technical education all by itself reads only 1 paragraph in NEP. It is very surprising. Although technical education doesn't find mention while discussing the transformation of HEIs under NEP. Paragraph 20.6 in para 2 on higher education talks about the role of technical education in NEP. The paragraph enumerates the different kinds of technical education and includes management as one of the types of technical education. Although along with engineering technology, architecture, town planning, pharmacy, hotel management, and catering technology, it affirms that we are likely to see higher demands for people with this education, but also mentions that this requires a close connection between industry and academics. This nexus is required to drive research and innovation in these areas. It also mentions the role of technology in human behavior and how this is likely to break down the barriers between technical and general education. It emphasizes a multidisciplinary approach to availability of technical education in HEIs. It also declares that technical education should bring India into the lead in creating professionals well versed in cutting edge technologies such as artificial intelligence, big data, machine learning, as well as various medical and health disciplines such as biotechnology and nanotechnology. It envisages that these advanced technologies could be woven into undergraduate education so that Indian youth are able to make career in these areas and contribute to sustainable development. While that doesn't give us too many details as to how business management education is likely to change in future, we also have to look at the general higher education proposals and how that will impact business or management education. The NEP envisages that the structure of HEIs should change from current pedagogy of the universities, affiliated colleges, autonomous institutions offering the separate and in many cases only one type of education at the undergraduate or postgraduate level into a structure where universities offering an multi-dimensional approach to higher education would prevail. This means that affiliated colleges, autonomous institutions and narrow scope HEIs would disappear to emerge as full-fledged universities, undertaking research in both traditional areas as well as technical areas. In many ways, the NEP appears to be influenced by an American model of either land grant universities or private universities, but mainly of RI and RA, research 1 and research 2 types, with an emphasis on research. In fact, the NEP also envisions the establishment of an RF similar to the American National Science Foundation that funds much of the research in American universities. The massive reorganization that we can foresee in higher education is both needed and troubling. We have heard stories about how engineering and management schools have been forced to close due to the lack of demand. Thus, the change to a more centralized system will by necessity weed out the weaker standalone management or engineering school or affiliated college, but it has important ramifications for rural and first generation students who cannot travel far from home to get higher education. The concept of an affiliated college is to make up for the lack of resources to set up universities in remote and rural areas. In many ways, affiliated colleges serves the function of community college in American environment. Now coming friends to the internationalization of the management education, the government intends to invite the top 100 foreign universities to set up campuses in India. This will promote competition and consolidation in higher education, as we saw with the Indian industry after economic liberalization of 1991. It is estimated that India can save about $18 billion that goes out of country even as India receives foreign exchange by attracting students from other nations to these foreign universities. Friends, we know that most of the students who move abroad, they basically want to pursue their professional education from the foreign universities. Considering the shifting landscape in the post-COVID world, paradoxically, the traditional understanding of internationalization has taken a 180-degree turn. While it is used to be a flat world with the free borders, students now find barriers coming up in many nations from the US to UK. Faculty and students will have to relearn ways of engaging with each other, conducting research and working with industry and government to develop solutions for problems. There are a few preconditions that are necessary for the success of the form of globalization. International quality faculty is the first step, while setting up foreign universities will bring some of the best faculty to India. That by itself may not be enough. Pay scales and incentives will have to match global standards. In this regard, the model of Indian School of Business may be worth emulating. When it started in 2001, it attracted the best of non-resident Indian faculty. What made this possible was its partnership with Wharton, Kellogg, and the London Business School. In the marketing domain, for example, at least 10 professors from the global top 25 teach at ISB. Friends, we know that it is located in Hyderabad. We need to create an environment to involve them in nurturing India's educators of tomorrow. ISB has also had some high-profile global chief executive officers on its board. It is worth noting that global firms have had the benefit of Indian C-suite leadership in such as Satya Nadella, Sundar Pichai, Arvind Krishnan, Indra Nui, and others. Also, there would be around 50 global Indian CEOs in the Fortune 500 list. All of them have achieved their potential overseas, but the moot question is whether what would have happened in an Indian environment as well. China has been a successful model. They have attracted high quality faculties, and the professorship has been offered in the Chinese universities on the term basis in order to serve the public and private sector universities. India needs to do such more to attract Indian origin business and academic leaders back. Brain gain will be the one of the key areas where we have to work now. New education policy is going to make major changes in the terms of by 2031 large multidisciplinary college in every district will be there. Music, arts and literature to be taught in all colleges. MPhil will be discontinued from the next year. Sanskrit will be in the mainstream now. Vocational skills will be taught. No rigid separation between arts and science curriculum will be there. Internship will be included from class 6 onwards. This is the one greatest challenge, greatest you can say the change which is we will see in the times to come. IITs now need to follow the holistic approach. Academic bank of credit to be established. Importance to practical assignments and skill development will be given, and single common entrance exam for all colleges which will see from this year only. And new system of education from 10+2 to 5-3-3-4 format will be there now, and ramp up the digital learning will be ramp up. Multiple entry and exit system will be followed. Means one biggest change we will see that the NEP 2020 provides different level of entry and exit modes to undergraduate programs, wherein a student completing a 4-year BBA program passes out with the bachelor degree with research competencies. So BBA with 4-year, we will see a new type of degree where BBA with research degree students can directly enroll after completing 1 year. MBA program, they can be directly enrolled into the PhD programs, and those who complete BBA with 3 years, they need to do 2 years MBA program, and after that they can enroll themselves into the PhD program. Now coming to the conclusion, this cannot be isolated agenda, as the problem at hand is daunting. The need of the hour is to get the thought leaders and administrators of leading business schools and universities to put their minds together and chalk out the phased execution roadmap to face the 28-29 MBA aspirants. The strategy diamond for a typical business will not only have to map the curriculum and pedagogy, but the human supply chain with competencies to run the programs. It could well be as arduous as blind man searching for a black cat in a dark room where the cat doesn't exist. Friends, because the time is very limited and already it is now 5:40, so I would like to conclude my lecture now. Because there was some disturbance in my internet, so I could not, in order to fasten my lecture delivery, I have to close my video. So that's from my side, and once again I would like to express my sincere thanks to Indian Institute of Business Management for giving me an opportunity, and a special thanks to Professor Rohit Kumar also, because he has been coordinating all the activities from 2:30 onwards. It is almost 3 hours. So thank you, Professor Rohit. Thank you to Professor A.K. Nayak sir and the management of Indian Institute of Business Management, Patna, for inviting me. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you so much, Pavnesh sir. It was a really wonderful presentation by you, sir. You have just pointed out what are the different changes in our new national education policy. So thank you so much, sir. Once again, very, very thank you for coming, sir. And now we will proceed towards our last session, that is vote of thanks. And for that, I would like to welcome Professor Ganesh Pandey, sir. Professor Ganesh Pandey is the Deputy Director of Indian Institute of Business Management, Patna. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Rohit. Honorable President of the National Webinar, Professor A.K. Nayak, immediate past President, Computer Society of India, and former President of ICT Section, Indian Science Congress, Honorable Professor Ganga Prasad Parsain, Vice Chancellor, Tripura University, Agartala, Tripura. Honorable keynote speaker, Professor Sanjay Kumar, Vice Chancellor, Amity University, Kolkata. Honorable Professor Sweta Gaur, Director, Indian Institute of Business Management, Patna. Honorable invited speaker, Professor Bhagwan Singh, Professor and Head, Department of Business Administration and Dean, School of Management Science, Central University of Jharkhand, Ranchi. Professor Narendra Nath Sharma, Founder, Principal Government College, Janvi, Kangra, HP. Professor Pranesh Kumar, Dean of School of Commerce and Management, Mahatma Gandhi Central University, Motihari. The staff and faculty member of IIBM and dear participant of one-day webinar, one-day national webinar. It is my privilege to express my sincere gratitude and present my vote of thanks for the Honorable President of the function, Professor, my guru, my mentor, Professor A.K. Naik, who had been instrumental for conducting near about 550 number of webinar under the banner of CSI and IIBM at different locations of the country. On behalf of the IIBM Management Committee and the student community, we express our sincere gratitude and thanks for delivering the presidential address on this occasion. I am also equally thankful to Professor Ganga Prasad Parsain, Vice Chancellor Tripura University, Agartala, Tripura, for their gracious presence and addressing with their valuable words in this webinar. Thank you very much, sir. My special thanks goes to Professor Sanjay Kumar, Vice Chancellor, Amity University, Kolkata, for delivering the keynote address and closely association with Professor A.K. Naik in conducting so many webinars. I would like to express our sincere thanks to Professor Sweta Gaur, Director, Indian Institute of Business Management, for excellent welcome address. My expression of vote of thanks from the core of my heart to invited speaker, Professor Bhagwan Singh, Professor and Head, Department of Business Administration and Dean, School of Management, Central University of Jharkhand, Professor Narendra Nath Sharma, Founder, Principal, Government College, Yali, Kangra, Professor Pranesh Kumar, Dean of Management, Mahatma Gandhi Central University, Motihari. Thank you very much, sir, for joining the event and addressing with their valuable words in this webinar. I also express my sincere thanks to Professor Rohit Kumar for hosting the events. Last but not least, my sincere thanks goes to all participants of the webinar who made the event successful. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Pandey sir, for this wonderful speech. Thank you, sir. And now it's the end of our today's webinar, and I pray God for a grand success for this webinar. And with the permission of all the dignitaries, all the respected dignitaries, I would like to take permission to sign off our today's meeting. So thank you so much, all of you respected guests, dignitaries and participants, for joining today's session. We will meet on a next webinar